Oh guys, I'm excited to release this video. Today we have Klarque Clint debating 20 people on whether or not old Battle Pass cosmetics should come back. As you guys know, this has been a very heated discussion within the Fortnite community, and today we are diving as deep as we could possibly get and hopefully putting the entire thing to rest. There were some fantastic conversations to be had here. We go probably throughout every single argument that you could actually get to. Klarque will be coming from the position that Battle Pass cosmetics should never return, no matter what Epic does. It's wrong to go back on their word. That's a position that he's going to have, and the people surrounded by him are going to argue otherwise to either get a one-up on him or change his mind on the topic. This conversation ended up being very productive, and to be honest with you, I didn't expect it to be that productive. I thought everybody was going to go crazy and end up getting like way too much in their feelings, but this was a very solid conversation. I'm excited to share this with you guys. If you haven't already seen it, if you haven't been there for the stream, I am overseeing the entire thing, moderating it, and guys, I hope you sit back and you enjoy this entire conversation because I plan on making this a series on the channel. I won't keep it too long. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, let's get started with Klarque versus 20 debaters. Okay, so how this is gonna work is you guys are gonna take turns debating Klarque. When we say go, whoever gets to sit on the chair first is first to debate. If you are not debating, you sit on all of the other chairs. You don't run around the map. Otherwise, we're going to kill you with our pump shotgun. You won't be able to play again. If you do not like the conversation that's going on or want to swap with people, that's what your button's for. Once we get to 13 people voting to swap, the conversation will end and the next person can come and debate. At any point, if Klarque just wants to debate somebody specifically, he's allowed to just say who wants to come up, and then that person can come debate next. Let's do anything to add?
No, that sounds good to me.
Awesome. So, Klarque, I'll give you the go ahead. Whenever you say go, people can run up.
So, wait, I get an opening statement.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Klarque does get an opening statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me switch screens real quick. Wait, we can do this. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody that came to debate me today, everybody that came to view this stream. This is a very important conversation in Fortnite history that we are going to be having today. And I think what's most important is that we set the narrative straight, because for too long, the narrative has been pushed in one specific direction. I know that the position that I have is completely unpopular, that I'm some kind of monster that wants to prevent people from being able to enjoy the skins that they love the most. But that, unfortunately, is what my opposition has deluded and gaslit the entire community into thinking that this conversation is about. What I am going to try to prove today is that this conversation has nothing to do necessarily with just it being about Fortnite skins. That is a cheap tactic that has been used by people to gaslight, demean, and demoralize people that actually want to maintain the integrity of the cosmetics that they bought, but more importantly, the people that want Epic Games to be held to their word. The thing that my opposition must do today is they must prove to me, as well as all of you, that Epic Games should go back on the word and ultimately profit off of a lie that they want to give to the community if Battle Pass exclusivity for old Battle Passes goes away. Because at the core of this debate, this is the issue. It's not about gatekeeping Fortnite skins from people. It's not about being able to flex Fortnite skins in front of others. It's about Epic Games going back on their word and being able to profit off the lie that would be a result of them giving these cosmetics to everybody. That is what I am advocating for. Truth, morality, and overall the preservation of Fortnite, not exclusivity, but Fortnite culture, which ironically is what my competition is going to try to give you a lot of good reasons as to why they think that should be completely thrown out the window. Finally, what I want to do today is not necessarily change the minds of the people listening to me, but for the people that are either on the fence or the people that have my position, I want to be able to give you ammunition for reasons why you should want Battle Pass exclusivity. Many of my friends that are here today have said that they do not care about this issue one way or another. But let me tell you this, whether it's Clen or Mr. JOY, whomever, every single person should care about this issue, because this is fundamentally one of the most important decisions that Epic Games can ever make in the history of the game. One decision or another can potentially destroy the entire integrity of Fortnite culture, and more importantly, the trust that Epic Games has built 7 years of creating with their community. If you are for the destruction of the culture, if you're for the destruction of trust, you will stand against what I have to say today. And I also want to make one last thing very clear. I think a lot of the people that are actually in opposition to me were bullied and harassed into changing their position. A lot of people had to overnight change their perception and opinion on this because they were gaslit into believing that they were some horrible person because they cared too much about Battle Pass exclusivity. Well, as you're going to see here today, there are a lot of good reasons to care about Battle Pass exclusivity. And for those people who are on the fence or who agree with me, I want to give you the ammunition to be able to defend your position. And for those who disagree, if I just so happen to change your perspective on the way on through this entire journey today, hey, that's netted benefit. Let's get into this shit.
I love it. That's a great opening statement. Clark, I'll give you the go-ahead for whenever you want people to run up.
Start running up. Run it up. Who's first? All right, looks like Blue Eye Official is the first one. Hold on a second. I just realized a flaw in what I was saying earlier. When I told my mods not to be in here, I actually do need one mod to be in here. That way they can bring up the different people. So actually, Lunch is here. Lunch so listen, Blue Eye Official. What I need you to do is I need you to raise your hand on Discord, and Lunch is gonna bring you up. Beautiful. Lunch, can you grab him? Excellent. We got Blue Eye.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? Welcome.
All right. Where do we start?
Well, where do you want to start? Why should Epic Games go back on their word in light of their community?
All right, so the thing is, I understand like both sides of the argument. Like I can get behind like both opinions of why they should and shouldn't return. And I've like kind of thought about it for a while. And like the thing is, I feel like one thing that a lot of people like don't talk about is even if like you bought the skins and like own them, you don't actually own them. Technically the real person who only owns them is Epic Games themselves.
Why does that matter?
Because they like made the skins, and since they are like digital and everything, if they want to, like the next day they could put out an update deleting all the skins. Like the only real people who own them are Epic Games themselves. So they're the ones who can like make all the decisions because they like
Let's
own
say
the
that's
rights.
true. Why is that a good reason for Epic Games to go back on their word and profit off of a lie?
I mean, if we think about it, yes, there is a lot of like people that are gonna complain about their like skins returning.
Hang on, wait, real quick. Let me just make something clear. It's not about the amount of people that are going to complain about something. It's about the integrity of the product that you offered. If you advertise something as exclusive, you advertise something as not being able to come back, and you profit off of that thing, right? Then 7 years later, you turn around and be like, haha, just kidding. And then you offer that thing again to double your profit. That's objectively wrong. So regardless of who owns the legal rights to the skin, why is it that Epic Games should be able to do that, even if they do have the legal rights? See, the legality of it and the morality of that are two separate but should be related situations. But I don't want to get down to the legal rabbit hole. But I'm asking you specifically is why do you think that even if Epic Games does have all the legal right to the skin, right? Why should they go back on their word and give that ability or that legal license to other people to, I guess in essence, you're arguing rent the skins. Why should they go back on the word and allow more people to be able to rent those skins, even though there's only they promise a limited number of people being able to rent those?
Well, like, I mean, I'm thinking about it like, it's like sort of like, how am I supposed to explain this? Like, I don't really think anything's like exclusive because technically, like, anything at any time could like come back or happen.
How did you come to
without,
the
like,
conclusion that
knowing.
this isn't exclusive?
What do you say?
How did you come to the conclusion that these aren't exclusives?
Well, it's sort of like, I mean, like they like you can like say something, but just because you say something doesn't mean it's like true.
So your
And they're
word
like,
doesn't mean anything, right? So Epic Games should go back on the word, which is what I'm arguing. Right?
yeah, like sort of. I mean, at the same time,
No, not hang on, not sort of. That's what you're advocating for, right? You want them to lie and profit off the lie, correct?
not necessarily, but I think they can like.
No, hang on, wait, hold on. Are these exclusives? Were they advertised as exclusives up until Chapter 5, Season 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were sold and Epic Games profited off the fact that they were exclusives, correct?
Yeah.
So why should Epic Games be able to double profit and lie to their community off of exclusives that they offered?
Because it opens opportunities for new people to get them that never had the chance.
Why is that more? Wait, hold on. So your argument is, well, they can make more money. Why is making more money more valuable than your integrity?
Because it helps promote the game in the future for them to push out more updates.
No, that doesn't. That damages the game in the future.
Not necessarily, because it can bring new players to the game.
You're trying to tell me that the world's most popular video game and a billion-dollar company going back on their word for something that they promised their community is not damaging to the game? You genuinely believe that?
I mean, in the long term, it'll actually sort of help, because the older players, the more they play, the old players, they're gonna outgrow the game, and there's gonna be a new generation of players coming to the game. So their focus should be the new players more than the old ones.
Hold on a second. Wait. Their focus is the new players, but their focus being on the new players does not mean that they should lie. Listen, even if some people are quote unquote able to benefit, which I would argue is not a benefit, right? Giving people what they want isn't always necessarily a benefit, right? Any screaming toddler in a toy store, if their parents give in to them, it's not a benefit that they gave in to them. But specifically with this situation, it's not a benefit to the community if Epic Games lies, because I guarantee you, the same people that are advocating for Epic Games to go back on the word are the same people that'll turn around and shit on them 2 years from now and be like, Epic Games is a shitty, greedy billion-dollar company. Look at how they went back on the word with exclusives. We can't trust them for shit.
I mean, this is the first time they've had a big lie, but at the same time, people need to realize they've been lying this whole time, but just
because they've lied in the past, that means they should continue to do so, right?
What?
Because they've lied in the past, that means they should continue to do so, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, hold on, stop, bro. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. You keep saying not necessarily, but you need to have a firm stance on this. You need to know what you believe and why. And if you going back and forth and straddling the fence saying not necessarily is not a good argument. I need to know where you stand on this. And quite frankly, you have not given a good reason why a company should go back and lie to their community. It doesn't matter how many people it quote unquote benefits, right? It doesn't matter how much money they can make. It's objectively a bad thing to do, to lie to people and profit off of a lie. If any bank did this, they would be in serious trouble. Imagine you go to a bank, right? And you deposit money, right? And the bank says, we have this account is exclusively for you. You're the only person that's able to withdraw and deposit money into this account. Next week, you come to find out that your ex-girlfriend went to the bank and withdrew your money. The bank told you that the account was exclusive to you, but your ex-girlfriend was able to pull it out. You wouldn't go to the bank and be like, oh, well, I mean, it benefited my ex-girlfriend, so fuck it. No, that would be a problem. Everybody has a problem with people going back on the word until it has to do with money or sex. And if you're being honest with yourself, you'll realize that this is a problem.
Yeah, so basically the side I stand on is I basically do think they should return, because of the fact that it opens opportunities for more things to come in the future as well, but not just for battle passes.
Wait, no, hold on a second. No, creating new cosmetics would create more opportunities for Epic.
All right, we got to stop it right there. We got enough votes.
Thank you.
Well, I thank you for coming.
Can I say something?
All right, you're welcome.
Well, that's up to Clark if he wants to drag you right up.
No. It's a little bit glitched. It's
Sorry.
a little glitched. There was 13 votes for 3 minutes there.
Oh no. Okay,
I went around to try. I counted. Yeah, count the people. Is there any way to manually hit the stop thing?
I can hit it myself.
Okay, well, Stupefy, whenever you see 13 lights lit up, then do it, because I saw 13 for probably halfway into that conversation.
Sorry, I should have been paying attention.
Right, that's very strange.
No, you're good. I just wanted to work.
Back down, please. Thank you for jumping up, bro.
Thanks, Bly.
Yeah, I'll just give it some extra. I won't count the timer down for a little while. I'll just set a timer on my phone.
Okay, that works.
We essentially wasted a bunch of time.
All right. So, Clark, when you say go, people can run up unless there's someone specifically you'd like to speak to.
Cool. Go. I think AB Trains made it. Everybody sit down, drag AB Trains up.
Okay, who's voting already? Guys.
Get him out!
Okay, hang on, guys. You can't vote just because you didn't get in. Please be honest.
Hello?
Hey,
Yo.
AB.
Hello.
Welcome.
So, okay, there's only really one thing I can think of. But, I mean, it's been 5 years since Chapter 1 ended.
Okay.
Don't, like, if they bring back old battle passes, like, I mean, that should be enough time, in my opinion.
Why? Why is it enough time to lie?
Well,
What is the purpose of an exclusive?
it's a point there. Sorry, hold on, I'm just trying to think here. Well, I just think, 5 years, I've already said that. But, shoot.
Well, integrity has no time limit, my friend. Let's pick a different argument.
Sorry.
There's no time limit on integrity. And what you're advocating for is actively a destruction of integrity. It doesn't matter how long it's been. And not only that, you still have to answer the question, what is the purpose of exclusives?
I would say the purpose of exclusives is, well, it's only available for...
Speak up a little bit, please. Speaking to the mic.
Sorry.
It's hard to hear you.
Sorry. Well, the purpose of exclusives is they're available for a certain amount of time, so...
For a limited amount of time, correct. Okay, what else?
And, well, no one else can get them after.
Right. So in essence, to provide a unique experience for the people that are there to that are able to participate in it. Correct? Can we agree on that?
All right, we gotta cut you guys there. The vote cap got reached. AB, I'm very sorry.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thank
I
you,
respect
AB.
it.
All right, everybody go.
Oh, Struckman so close, barely missed the
Vacuum
chair.
Hydra. Vacuum Hydra, please raise your hand in the Discord. We'll bring you up next.
All right, hello?
Welcome.
Hey, Hydra.
All right. I just want to make a quick introduction. I love the Broke Boys. I've been watching you since Chapter 4. And
Hey,
Thank you.
so
appreciate it.
the first thing I'm going to bring up is if Epic Games does go back on their word, it is a scummy thing in general.
Oh, so
But
you
I
agree
do
with my
have
position?
no, well, not partly, but not exactly. I do have a couple ways how they can bring back Battle Pass exclusives.
Hold on a
And-
second. Let me make something very clear to you, really quick. Your
All right.
position is not to necessarily be able to provide good good examples of how they can make it work per se. It's more so to be able to justify why they should be able to bring back Battle Pass exclusives.
All right,
Does that
and
make sense? Like you
yes.
can still use that, but you need to be able to use that to defend your position on why you think it would be a good thing and why them lying is ultimately not as much of an issue for whatever you're proposing. Does it make sense?
Yes. Okay.
Go
so,
ahead.
first things first. I do believe they should bring back OG Battle Pass items. But I do believe the OG owners of it should get something, and I'm gonna bring up the paradigm method. First things first.
That was a mistake.
Yes,
That wasn't.
and
That's not a good.
yeah, but
Go
they
ahead.
could add like an OG style for the OG owners, meaning, but the styles and everything should be available except for the OG style, of course. But I do believe they should just because. Oh,
Sorry, I
sorry.
apologize. I apologize for cutting you off, but doesn't that kick the can down the road? What's to stop players in another 7 years from saying, "Wait, how come they have OG styles? That's not fair that I wasn't there at that time to play." It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same argument. There will be people that are asking for the OG styles, and the argument will then become: if Epic Games truly wants to promote equality and player fairness inside of Fortnite, then what they should do is they should give everybody all OG styles. All accounts should be equivalent for those people that have it, not just the OGs.
And I partly agree, but also disagree. Oh, well, let's be so. All right.
What I'm getting at is that your solution is it doesn't solve the problem. But your proposed solution is it doesn't solve the problem. It kicks the can down the road until the next wave of players get frustrated that somebody else has something that they don't.
And I see that.
You already see it. You already see it with the purple skull trooper.
Yes. So I'll bring up maybe mm,
May I propose a better alternative?
Yes.
Give the new players that skin, but a reworked version of it. So either change. So I would rather the newer players that are invested into the game have a different version of my skin. For example, what they did with the original Midas, Shadow Midas, Ice Midas, right? Give players, for example, let's say you have Black Knight. You change Black Knight, you turn him into White Knight, but you also give him like a really dope transformational style, or what do they call it? What are those reactive edit styles? You give Black Knight a reactive edit style that goes from white to cubed. Personally, as an OG player, I would absolutely buy that. So you make money off the people that already have the cosmetic, and for the people that were never able to buy it, they will also grab that cosmetic. So an argument that we hear a lot is, oh, Epic Games will make more money if they bring the old cosmetics back. They to a certain degree, yeah, but that's one, very short-sighted, and two, they're also limiting the amount of income potential they could have. They can't make any more money off the people that they screwed over, and they also had to destroy their integrity. I propose bringing the skin back in a different way, give it a new edit style, give it a reactive style, sell that to the players. You make money off the new players, and you make money off of me. You make double the profit. And you don't go back on your word and lie to your player base.
I totally see that could definitely work, but I was also going to propose an idea with something to do with new skins. Now, let's just say Epic Games it's 1 weekend of bringing back old cosmetics. The player base is super angry. Some are happy, but also now they're all questioning, are their skins going to be taken away? But maybe Epic Games would create maybe new skins for OG players now, and that may also apply to the kick the can down the road, or they could possibly your method would work as well.
You and I both know, with respect to you, Vacuum, you and I both know that my method objectively makes the game more money, and it maintains the integrity of the game. What you're advocating for is you're trying to justify a reason for Epic Games to lie to their community and profit off of a lie, and that's just bad. You haven't given a good reason why they should lie to their community and profit off of it.
All right, can I interrupt right there? Okay, well the number just hit there. Stu, when I hear that sound, the number wasn't at 13. Did it hit 13 and just something glitched?
All right. If I could say one thing to you, Clark.
So. Yeah.
I've been in your chat for a bit. I'm Elite Nokia Man. Maybe you've heard my name. That's my user. I'm gonna go off now.
Thanks for coming, Vacuum.
All right. Good to talk to you. All right.
Clen, can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Lunch needs to stop jumping all over the place and hitting my button. Please.
Lunch, come on.
The reason why it went to 13 and then back down to 12 is because Lunch hit someone's button.
Okay. Lunch, we're going to shoot you next time you do that.
Bring Lunch up to top.
Okay.
Bring Lunch up to top.
All right. Lunch,
I'm sorry.
you're up.
I'm sorry.
Lunch, walk up to the chair.
Oh, crap.
Hello, Lunch on Crack. What do you have?
I just think everyone needs to shut up.
No, wait, stop. Hold on.
Just accept the fact that...
Go ahead.
I think that they should just accept the fact that Epic is doing something that they've never done before, and at least give them a chance.
What does that mean?
Like, give Epic a chance, experiment on this, and if it doesn't, if the feedback isn't as well as what they thought it was going to be, then
they can't go back from this. If they make this decision, if they give people those cosmetics, they can't go back and take those cosmetics. Be like, psych, double lie. Thanks for your money. We're gonna refund you the V-Bucks, but we're also going to take away all your skins that you bought, and then that way we can keep our promise to the OG. That doesn't work. This is a one and done.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So what's your point? It doesn't. You're. Is that the only argument you had, or?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I just think, just give Epic a chance.
Give Epic Games a chance to do what?
Experiment with something that they haven't done before.
All right, we got to cut it off right there. We hit the vote. Thank you for coming, Lunch.
GG's lunch.
All right, Clark, on your mark.
Go.
It's nice that nobody's going like before you say that. Oh, thank you for being
I like
respectful,
that.
everybody.
Looks like Struckman made it.
Oh,
Struckman.
he barely missed it last time.
Nice.
Sorry for Matt, Jeff.
Nice. By the way, real quick, guys, I just want to say I appreciate the super chats. I will read them later. I just had to turn them off for the sake of the video. That way we were being respectful to Clen and what he's trying to produce. But I appreciate all the super chats. I see Dark Ice, Big White X, Alt. I think Lunch gave 100 biddies as well. And then Caspi, of course, a £2. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, is Struckman up here?
Hey, I'm here.
There
What's
he
up, man?
is. Welcome.
What's up?
Go for it. What you got?
All right, man. So I'm going to be honest with you. I really think that you picked the best argument. Okay. So we're having a conversation right now about companies keeping their word, right?
Okay.
So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
If Epic Games tomorrow decides, hey guys, we've made a decision. We're going to keep all the passes exclusive, but if you previously purchased them, you can now go back to those passes and finish grinding them out. Do you say, all right, it's a lie, but I'll take it? Or do you say, no, absolutely not. Not okay. It's still a lie. What's your stance on that?
If it's a lie, then no. If they made an agreement to do something, they should hold to their word.
Okay, so all right. And I get that. But you have to understand that if you're trying to convince the vast majority of the community that your side is correct, and you're looking at them, you're saying, guys, do not go back to those old passes. Do not grind them out. It's actually a really bad thing because Epic lied to you.
Not what I'm trying
They're
to
going to go, oh, no, that's great.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's not the premise. If that's your premise, with all due respect, that's not what I'm trying to do. People are going to do what they want to do. But what I have to do is I have to be consistent with my beliefs, just to make that very clear. Continue.
Yeah, and your beliefs are fine if that's what you want to think. But you're not trying to convince the vast majority of the community that you're correct. You're just saying that I think this is bad, and if you guys want to go for it, go for it. But I'm not going to accept it. That's fine.
The thing that I've learned is that over time, when it comes to truth or certain positions, right, it's not your job to try to convince the other side. It's your job to be able to give answers to the best of your ability. I don't need to try. My goal isn't necessarily to try to, and I said this at the very beginning of the stream. My goal is not to try to necessarily convince people today. But if some people if their opinions end up being changed because of what I said, that's a benefit. However, my job is to be able to defend my position to the best of my ability and explain to everybody why this is a problem, to set the record straight, and to give people with my same viewpoint ammunition to be able to explain why they think it's a problem. Because up until this point, there was nobody else that was able to explain this to the degree that I can.
Okay, we get it. All right. I had a year
I had to think about this, but go ahead.
Okay, good. Did you ever play the Xbox 360?
Sure.
Okay. Did you ever play the game? I've got 3 games here, okay? You don't have to tell me if you... It doesn't matter. Mass Effect, Dead Rising, and BioShock. Did you ever play those games?
No, but I'm familiar with a couple of them.
Okay. When you purchase that game, right there on the case, in big, bold letters, it says, only on Xbox 360. Specifically.
Okay.
And if you know anything about these games, all these games, I think they all went to PS3 shortly after. So a company like Microsoft, let's say, puts in big, bold letters on their box that this is exclusive.
Okay.
And it isn't. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do, but I'm saying if you expect a corporation to not market in this way, they're going to. Because I think you're right. Yes, Epic aims to make a lot of money.
Would you like to know the difference between what you're saying and what Epic Games did?
Sure.
Let me actually, before I make this statement, because I don't want to look like an idiot here. Did Xbox ever say at any point in time that those exclusives would not be offered on other platforms? Did they ever make that promise that they wouldn't be offered on other platforms?
If you're saying that someone had to read
No.
I'm
just asking. Did Xbox ever promise that they would not offer those games on other platforms?
I mean, I don't think on those games they ever specifically said that they would not arrive on other platforms. But obviously recently they did, right?
I'm so happy you brought this point up because this is a fallacy that a lot of people, with all due respect, from your camp like to bring up. There are different forms of exclusivity. exclusivity doesn't just take one form. For example, Hasbro has exclusive Transformers to Walmart within a certain time frame.
Which they have to make, by the way, right? They got to ship it, they got to box it up, they got to manufacture it. But these exclusives that are on your account, they exist in the files for everyone, right?
That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm saying here. I have no
Well,
idea why
they
you brought that.
I mean,
hang on.
yeah,
I have no
they're
idea.
not.
Hold on. Can I finish, please?
Okay,
I have no idea why you
try.
brought that up. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about here. So you can have exclusivity within a specific window, right? But when you promise something to never return, when you specifically say, hey, this is exclusive to this particular time frame and it's never coming back, that is different than saying this is exclusive to this platform, because at any point in the future the company can go back and recreate the game and put it on a different platform in the future. At that time, for that window of time, the game was exclusive to that platform. Now, to be fair to your point, and really all you're doing is giving me more ammunition for mine, if you want to say that that was a scummy thing for them to do, you might have an argument with that. And I would,
but I'm not making that argument.
I would probably be inclined to not necessarily disagree with you, but I think that's a different form of exclusivity. It's a different type of exclusivity than what Epic promised. It's not a fair comparison.
Let's talk about this exclusive. Let's talk about this then. All right, you realize that Epic is not reaching into your locker and grabbing one of your skins that you purchased and giving it to someone else.
Why does that matter?
Right? Because Epic made me the same promise they made you. They said, "Oh, this is exclusive forever." Okay. And guess what? After 3 years or so, it's like, okay, cool. Why should I care? Why was 3 years not enough for the $8 you spent on a battle pass? I think you got your money's worth.
Hang on a second. That is completely missing the point. That does, just because you personally and I personally disagree on how we personally care about the distribution of skins in the future, does not mean that Epic Games should be able to profit off of a lie, which is what you're advocating for.
Who's going to fix the problem that was created here?
There is no problem. That's the issue.
Okay, here's the problem that you're not thinking of. Let's think about the Lego mode, right? They had to go in, they had to remake all these, so they had to make brand new cosmetics for old cosmetics in 2023, 2024, right? It's conceivable that Epic is going to have some brand new mode in the future that's going to once again require them to go back to every single skin and edit them. Okay. At what point does Epic go, you know what, guys? We never promised you'd be able to use all your skins in every mode. Old Battle Pass stuff, there's no reason for us to spend money on editing these skins for the future. They're just going to have to be Battle Royale only. They're not coming over to this new experience. Sorry, but we never promised you they would. What would you say to that? Would you say, well, I think that item shop stuff will forever be, usable in whatever experience, but Battle Pass stuff, it can die on your locker if that's what you want.
So wait, hang on a second. So because these items, you're arguing these items may not ever be usable in future metaverse-based modes, that means Epic Games should go back on the word, lie to their community, and profit off of the lie, right?
I need to interrupt for a second. Everybody's jumping. I think they're trying to get our attention for something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Traditionally, the match would be over. The debate would be over because the time ran out. But we're still going.
Yeah, we didn't start. We didn't start. It was a different timer. Also,
I think everyone should.
That was fun. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, man.
Wait, are we finished with that one?
You think you can keep going?
Yeah, because the timer already started
if you
earlier.
Want to keep going,
I haven't hit my button.
Yeah. Also, for those of you who are spinning and jumping, the audio's coming through. So if you could please stop doing that. Also, a couple of you are still running around. Stu, can you just shoot anybody who runs?
I can, yes.
Okay. All right. So that's your last warning, guys.
You just sit down, please.
Okay. Am I continuing with Struckman or?
Yes.
Well, how do you want to do it, Clark? Because there is a timer, and usually, traditionally, once the timer runs out, you move on to the next.
You got to keep your word. You got to keep your word, right?
No, but the timer
reset the timer. Did we reset the timer for Struckman?
No, he came in at a different time. I don't recall what it exactly was.
Okay,
well, usually there's.
Let me give a maximum another 7 minutes. I think he came in probably roughly around the. Actually, wait, no. If the timer started from when lunch was on, it was probably more like 3 minutes in. It's a 15-minute timer.
Mm.
Give him like another 10 minutes.
Sounds good to me.
10 minutes. All right, okay.
Go ahead.
All right, well, let's pick up where we left off here. We're talking about the Epic lie, right? And I agree, once again, that Epic has created a problem. I've got an analogy for you, right? Since you obviously had an analogy recently in a video where you equated your skins to being something you're in a relationship with or whatever.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, real quick. Let's address that. Is
Yeah.
that what I did?
Sure. Yes, you said if I was to give up my exclusives, it's like giving up my wife or my girlfriend. Yeah, well,
that is not what I said. Actually,
Okay.
what was actually, as a matter of fact, since you think you understand that argument, what was the purpose of me? What was the purpose of me bringing that argument up?
Because you're trying to make an argument that, oh, well, this should be mine, and it's okay if
no.
it's okay if it's just mine. It's okay, guys.
So hold on. With all due respect, you're trying to criticize something that you don't even know the initial purpose of. That's not the reason why the argument.
You equated your exclusives to being in a relationship as a way to draw the bridge. It's called an analogy, so people can understand your point. Go ahead.
Yes, it is called an analogy, but you're missing the point. See, this is what everybody from your position that thinks that that's what I did does. What you do is you take two things that I said, and what you do is you miss the point of what I was trying to get at, and then you straw man it to make the argument easier to attack. But I'm not going to let you do that here. Let me explain to you, since you don't even know the reason why I brought it up. Let me break it down for you. The reason why I brought that argument up is because your side of the community has this issue with demoralizing and trying to tell people that they're horrible human beings because they want to gatekeep. Gatekeep is the Fortnite community's equivalent of using the word bigot. It's an easy way for you to shut down the community so you don't have to have an intellectual conversation. But
are you having a conversation with someone else right now? Did someone call you a gatekeeper here?
Sir, I am not. Sir,
who are you talking to?
You're missing the... Bro, listen to... Okay, I'm going to do this one more time. I need you to pay attention because I'm explaining the reason why the marriage analogy was made. The purpose of the analogy was not to equate the significance of getting cheated on with getting your Fortnite cosmetics brought back. Anybody with a brain could... Hang on a second. Anybody with a brain could have saw that, but you intentionally misconstrued the point of the analogy. The point of the analogy was to explain that there are certain times when gatekeeping is a good thing. As a matter of fact, I would say in most circumstances, gatekeeping is a good thing. I gave the analogy of a marriage. Then I said, let's relate this to Fortnite skins. Epic Games should want to gatekeep the integrity of the cosmetics because they made a promise to people. And if they break that promise, that would be a lie. They would lose the trust of their community. It has nothing to do with equating the value of Fortnite skins to being cheated. Wait
a minute.
It has nothing to do with equating the value of Fortnite skins to being cheated on. If you're being insanely disingenuous.
Okay, we've got to break in because we have had half the people who are still in the lobby have voted with their buttons to change out the debater. So,
good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Wait, the number went up to 13? It didn't on my end.
No, it's just a couple people have left, and that means the 13 number is no longer valuable.
I didn't notice
that. Right now, 11 is the number they have to get to.
Oh, okay.
So, if we see 11, that means it's time to change out the debater.
Well, Struckman, thanks for coming. Keep this next one. My camera's still on. My dog is attacking me. I will be back. Keep going.
Go.
All done.
Landon does stuff one. Okay, let's bring Landon up.
Come on. Let's go. All done. All done.
Hey there, Clark. How you doing?
What's up, bro? Welcome.
Nothing much. You know, just chilling here, having a good day. So obviously, we're here to talk about Battle Pass exclusivity. And I had to leave for a little while when Blue Eye was talking, so I don't know if he brought this up. But I'm surprised no one's mentioned yet that back in Chapter 1, Season 3, Epic hosted the Boogie Down contest. I assume you remember what that was back in the day. So with the reward for the winner, they get 10,000 V-Bucks. Obviously, they get their emote in the game. But they would also get Sparkle Specialist and her glider, which were exclusive to the Season 2 Battle Pass, if you remember. Now, that's the first time that Epic went ahead and technically went back on their word. Now, granted, only one person got the skin, so it realistically wasn't that bad. And it was Season 3, so realistically maybe like a month or two after the skin was deemed exclusive. But still, Epic did technically back in the day already go back on their word about how Battle Passes were exclusive for this amount of time.
Okay.
Of course, there was the second time as well in Season X, where if you were a founder for Save the World, if you did not have the Ride the Pony emote, you were immediately given it, right? Like, for example, I didn't play during Season 2 on this account. I actually lost my old account due to account merging, but that doesn't really matter. But even though I didn't play on it, if I could emote right now, I'd do Ride the Pony to show that I do have the emote because I was a founder for Save the World. And as well, people who were, already had the Ride the Pony emote weren't just left out in the dust. They were also given, extra emote. I forget what it's called, but I remember when I think I saw Wildcat play Season X and I saw he got that emote. So I know it does exist.
What's your point?
My point is that Epic in the past has already gone back on this whole Battle Pass items are exclusive. And this was back in Chapter 1 when they were super stone cold on the idea that these items will never come back. Okay. So there have already been exceptions to that rule. Okay. So I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about those, which, again, I find it funny that no one's brought it up yet. And I think that would be a very important part to this discussion.
Why?
Because even back in the day,
Epic made a couple of mistakes. So first of all, I would need to research the two instances that you're talking about.
If you want, I have the Wikipedia articles pulled up. If you want me to send them in the Discord,
you can do that. But I'm not gonna go back to that right now because it's not important to my argument.
Yeah, of course.
Let's say that what you're saying is 100% accurate, and they did go back on the word, whatever, yada yada, right? Why is that a precedent to allow for them to go back on the word in the future? Also, the other difference is too, they didn't, those other skins that they gave away, or that specifically within the context of Sparkle Specialist, they didn't sell it. You had to win a competition in order to get it. Granted, I understand what you're saying, that it's still technically going back on the word, which I need to look more into that myself and do research on that. But that aside, let's say that they did do something and went back on the word. They still didn't profit necessarily. They didn't profit. They make a profit off of that cosmetic. Also, there is a significant difference between making it open season on all previously sold battle passes and selling and giving one away to a person that wins a competition, or even one emote. That is not the same.
That's fair. I do agree that it's guaranteed not the same equal practice. Obviously, one item isn't the same to a whole battle pass. Obviously, it doesn't completely line up. But also, just to jump into my next point here, obviously, Epic doesn't like account buying. That's obviously a whole scenario that they want to stop, right? So I feel like if Epic were to bring back these old passes, then that whole situation of, people are just buying these old accounts and either getting scammed, or even if Epic just doesn't like the idea of that, that would solve their issue, right?
Why don't we encourage Epic to figure out a different way to solve the issue than lying and profiting off of a lie?
I think the problem is that whole account buying process is a lot harder to fix, right? Because if you think about it, it's not like there's just one person doing it. There's hundreds, thousands of people. I bet I could go on eBay right now and find thousands.
Also, this isn't that releasing cosmetics doesn't necessarily get rid of the issue of account buying. There are still people that are going to want accounts because there are going to be certain collections of accounts or certain collections of skins that exist. So account buying would still have utility, because let's say you missed out on an OG Battle Pass cosmetic that only came to the item shop one time, right? Or you realize that buying an account would still be cheaper than you having to buy each individual skin or each individual Battle Pass. That does not solve the issue of account buying.
That's very fair. Real quick. Sorry, I just gotta real quick collect my thoughts here. See,
we paid half. So let's watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for having me on, Clark, and as well to everybody else.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Also, actually, really quickly before I go, can I just say one thing? Clen, I watched your most recent video. I was one of the comments featured in it. I remember you said something along the lines of morals and beliefs aren't opinionated. I actually right now I'm studying to become a teacher, and I'm learning all about values, beliefs, and things like that. I just wanted to just let you know that they are more based around how you're raised, what you're around. For example, in a
no, wait, hang on, stop. Wait, hang on, real quick. We're not gonna have the objective morality argument right now.
No, I'm not talking about that. I just wanted to mention it.
That's what you're bringing, bro. With all due, we got to keep it going, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
I'd love to talk to you about it another time, Landon.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here.
All right,
thanks for coming. Bro. So, real quick, Stu, are we stopping it at 10?
We should stop it at 10.
Okay.
Because
keep that in mind.
Yeah, we'll do it at 10 now.
Sounds good.
Let's bring Struckman back on.
All right.
Beautiful.
Muffin's lucky he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Is this Strickland back up?
It says he's muted.
He needs to unmute.
Okay.
Sorry about
There
that.
he is.
Okay.
Go
Hey.
ahead, bro. Let's continue. You've given me the most interesting conversation so far. Let's continue off with where we left off.
Okay, I have an analogy, okay? Since we love analogies, I do have an analogy for you. And then, okay, how about this? Let's go back to your relationship argument, and I will make a steel man for you. How about that? I want to prove that I can understand your points, and then I'll make an analogy. You steel man that. We'll go from there.
Okay.
I understand the concept that you're trying to make when you say exclusives are like relationships where you do not
That's
want
not
them
what I'm trying to say.
Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase. Well, you were actually specifically saying gatekeeping, right? That's the word you want to use.
We're making an argument. No, the whole purpose of the analogy was to specifically talk about gatekeeping, not necessarily to make an argument for. I mean, like it did relate to an argument about why Epic should hold their word, but ultimately it was basically to try to destroy the gatekeeping
argument
buzzword or babble. So go ahead.
I personally don't care for the gatekeeping argument. I don't care for that kind of thing.
And that's totally fine. Just so you know, I'm not saying that you personally care or call people gatekeepers, but I can't allow you to go up here and completely misconstrue the point of why that analogy was made, because clearly, with all due respect to you, and maybe I didn't explain it well, but you clearly didn't understand why the analogy was being made.
You just got to be careful about what you're equating, because it's very easy for someone to take that and go, okay, that's a little strange. It's a strange analogy. I've got a different analogy I would use that I think perfectly encapsulates every side of this issue, and it points out where the flaws are. Okay. So if Epic Games was a movie theater or a film distributor, and they got to deal with the movie theater, and they're new to the business of movies, okay? And let's say, for example, they got a film. What's your favorite film?
Let's just say Transformers 1.
Okay, the new one, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's say they want to get a lot of people into the theater, right? So they say, hey guys, we're going to sell you a ticket to this movie over a 3-month period. And if you buy it, we'll give you exclusive right to see this film forever, and only you will get to watch it. All right? No one else will be allowed. You'd say, cool, sounds good. You're going to bring a lot of people into the theater, right? Okay, jump to 6 years later. The hype for the movie's insane. A lot of people want to see it. Epic goes, kind of want to show it to people. It is a good movie. A lot of people would agree, but we did kind of sell it to these guys over here exclusively. And you're saying, guys, come on, go watch another movie. This is my movie. They sold it to me that way. Right? So the issue is, if Epic wants to solve that problem that they caused, they'll make a ton of money. Because they know the ticket sales are going to be crazy. Because it was basically banned. You couldn't see it. So my point is...
explain why this is a terrible analogy?
No, sure.
Actually, I'm sorry. Let me let you finish your point. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Well, if you're trying to do why don't you just watch another Transformers movie? I think you'd agree that a lot of people would say, it's not confusing why... I'm saying they should have never sold it that way.
So real quick, this is... real quick... All right, so you're using the FOMO argument, or you're appealing to... What is it? What I wrote down here? Yeah, it's you're really using the FOMO argument that they should not have ever done this in the first place. That's fine, even if I did agree with that, which I don't. But let's say I agree with that. That's still not a good reason for them to go back and lie and profit off of a lie. Fundamentally, number one. Number two, the issue with the analogy that you're creating here is it doesn't in any way. It doesn't really make sense to limit the to limit the consumption of a movie. Because a movie intrinsically is it's a completely different monster altogether than a digital cosmetic. There is a production company. There are actors. There are the movie theaters that benefit. Not to mention, it would just be overall, it would be a bad business decision because everybody would lose money. You wouldn't you wouldn't market.
You're right. It would be a bad decision. I agree. Yes, it would be a bad decision. And they should no movie theater, you would never want this kind of exclusivity in any other but you wouldn't want soda companies to do it. You wouldn't want movies to do it. You wouldn't want fast food companies to do it.
That's not true.
The idea that you're selling,
and this is where we
exclusivity
disagree.
forever. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So that is not true. There is nothing intrinsically wrong with providing exclusives. The problem with your analogy is the type of exclusive that you're trying to create. There is so much behind the production of a movie that everybody, including the person that's trying to make it exclusive, would suffer. There are no good benefits as a result of offering that kind of exclusive. However, with other physical items or other digital items, there is value in offering those exclusives. If you want to maintain the integrity of an item, the best thing to do is to make it limited to some kind of degree. That intrinsically gives that item value. But the difference...
the second you buy them, they're worth nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, hang on a second. So
there's no monetary value to these skins whatsoever. The second you buy them.
Wait, hang on a second.
You know
so these Fortnite skins have no value, but you
no
also
inherent value after you buy them.
Hang on. So the Fortnite skins have no value, but you believe that Epic Games should bring them back to turn a profit, right?
I didn't say they should bring them back to turn a profit. You're the person arguing that your solution to this problem is, well, why don't you guys just buy a reskin, which you already know is more expensive than a battle pass? So you're saying, actually, go spend more money to get a reskin, which you might not even like. I'm saying the battle pass
includes
includes gameplay.
Like?
I don't know. This is your solution. What are you talking about?
You're
saying, just get a reskin. Just get a reskin, guys.
I need to interject the
Go ahead.
half of the audience has voted to swap.
Can I override the audience?
I thought we were going to 10.
If you want, well, one more person left, so now the audience is only 18 people.
I'm sorry. I was watching
Let the other people speak. It's okay.
I get it.
I want to continue.
Keep going. I'm begging.
Keep going. You're welcome to override.
This is the only interesting one I've had so far.
Ooh. I'm interested as well.
Oh, keep going. Well, okay. What are we talking about now? Well, okay, we're talking about skins have no inherent value once you buy them. Obviously, monetarily, you can't resell your account. So the only value is that you hold as the person. So when you say, okay, I asked you earlier, what do you mean? What does it matter?
Why does that matter? Hang on. So at the core of the issue, so because the skin doesn't have any monetary value for me personally, but hold on, wait.
So you don't think? Okay, right.
Wait, hold on. This is the issue with your argument. The skins might not technically have a monetary value for me personally, but that doesn't matter. The skins have cultural significance and cultural value and personal value.
There you go.
Personal value.
You got it. You made my argument for me. Thank you. Yes, they have cultural significance. It's not crazy to believe that people are going to care about this stuff. And if you think it's cringe or whatever to care about Fortnite skins, well, then the game doesn't exist anymore. This entire game is built on a cosmetic foundation.
Wait, are you agreeing with my point? Are you agreeing with me? This is my argument. Yes, this is my argument.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes. Part of my argument is that these skins have cultural significance, and that bringing them back to the masses destroys that culture.
It's perfect. Oh no, it's great.
It destroys the culture. Let me ask you a question.
What culture? Wait. What culture are you defending?
Let me
Chapter
finish.
1 is gone, man.
Let me finish. Exactly. And the skins are a representation of that culture. You can't get the culture back, and giving people the skins will not give them that culture back. Let me give you an example. Do you honestly think that giving people Loot Station's Golden Peely at mass will make the value of the skin better? Or is the reason?
Because they're talking about battle passes. We're not talking about things arriving in the item shop randomly.
Golden Peely is a battle pass skin.
Yes, that's my point. I'm saying battle passes are more than just buying a skin in the shop. You buy a pass that brings with it gameplay, that lets you unlock rewards. It's actually more rewarding to buy a battle pass than to buy something in the item shop because there's memories attached to it, right?
Yes.
I love the battle pass system. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think that people should be allowed to buy them. And I don't care. After 3 years, I got my money's worth. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Enjoy the same game I like. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. But hang on a second. People can still enjoy the game without receiving old cosmetics. You don't have to receive those old cosmetics and have Epic Games lie in order for them to be able to enjoy the game. This is not a good reason. Wait, hold on. This is not a good reason why Epic Games should go back on their word. If you're at the core of your argument, you're saying that, well, you're not talking about from an item shop perspective. You're talking about a battle pass perspective of giving people the ability to be able to regrind the battle pass, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I disagree because these items were marketed as exclusives, even to the people that weren't able to complete the passes.
And artificial timers are anti-consumer. If you want to defend anti-consumer practices because it's a lie,
I am so happy you brought up the anti-consumer argument because
most
people don't understand what anti-consumer means. Anti-consumer doesn't mean that items are offered for an infinite amount of time. Consumerism.
Then why do other games do it?
Hold on, hang on, wait, hold on. Do not throw us off on a red herring. Let's address what you just brought up because, with all due respect, you're wrong. Consumerism doesn't mean that the company offers the same product forever. Consumerism just means that it gives people a limitless supply of products, an endless supply of products. But it doesn't mean that the same products have to be offered, and it doesn't mean that those products have to be offered infinitely. That's where it falls short. So intrinsically,
artificial timers. If I buy a battle pass tomorrow and I don't play the game because I don't have time or whatever, 3 months pass, I've unlocked
all right, guys,
nothing.
We hit the votes. Sorry to cut you off there.
That's all good.
It was a very interesting discussion.
See ya.
Good stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. Same.
All right, Clark, on your cue.
Go.
Oh, Jojo took a giant leap there and missed.
Queen Gia.
Oh, that's passion.
Run it up, Queen. Is she here?
Passion, you have to raise your hand.
What's her Discord? Is it Last Night Passion, right?
Last Night Passion, that's it.
Yeah, I invited them to speak.
Does he have to accept on Discord? There we go.
Yeah, there.
Oh, I see the mic moving. I don't hear anything.
Speaking. No sound though.
Yeah, I don't have any sound over there either.
Are we live? Are we
There
live?
we go.
Hello, hello.
We can hear you now.
Yo.
All right, nice. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Not much. By the way, thank you guys for having me. Clen, good to see you again, my friend.
You too.
All right. Clark, how you doing, bud?
Great, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. All right. Well, I don't really have like too much of an argument or anything. I'm more of just here to just debate a little bit on this. More like well, I'm not really, I gotta say, I'm not really opposed to the fact of cosmetics coming back, but at the same time, I do get the argument. But like, from, for me as as an upcoming content creator and everything, for, at least for the content that I make, at least, I wouldn't be opposed of, battle pass items returning, certain ones, considering for, stories that I'm trying to do and everything, and, things that I'm missing, out on those. So like for me personally, I don't mind about that. But at the same time, I get the argument, but, I also am to the point where I'm like, it doesn't like necessarily matter to me, I guess, of the whole thing. But I get where you guys are coming from because, you guys played since the very early days of Fortnite and everything. And I get
may I
that.
set the record straight on something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
This is another trap that people fall into. See, the issue isn't, so everybody wants to make this issue about the cosmetics. But this is what I keep trying to point everybody back to and what people aren't understanding. It's not about the cosmetics per se. It's about the lie. It's about a company advertising something. You offer something in a specific way. You make sales and you profit off of that thing. And then to go back 7 years later, because some people are throwing a tantrum on the internet for something that they say doesn't make a difference, yet they're crying about it, crying for it, demanding it back, right? That and to go back on your word and lie to your initial player base, your initial offering is a bad idea. That is a bad thing to do. So, do you agree that that is a good or a bad thing for them to do that?
I'm a little bit 50-50 on it because one, I could see from your argument perspective on why it's a bad idea, but at the same time, I also think, the thing is like Fortnite is a very growing game. So like you have all these brand new players and everything coming in, and like we've had brand new players coming in since like what I would say like chapter 3 or chapter 4, I think.
So why does the advent of new players mean that a company should lie?
The way I say that is like, well, the reason I say that is from like more of a
half the audience is.
I don't want to say, of course, there's a lie, but I would say more of a business perspective.
It is a lie.
We got to cut it right there, guys.
Okay, perfect.
Passion, thank you very, very much.
Well, it's been a pleasure, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Well,
what were you gonna say, Stu?
Interject. I was gonna say we've had a few people leave throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
Would we potentially be willing to let some audience members who did not get codes earlier join us if they would like to debate?
Yeah, 100%.
I think we should. I think it would be more beneficial to go through people. We have a bunch of people here that have not had the chance to speak yet.
That's actually
we
a good
should
point.
we shouldn't even consider that until they have time. It looks like Muffin and JoJo.
So,
JoJo
what? Just one sec, JoJo. I'm so sorry. How many people do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
15 people in the audience, I do believe. And that means if the number hits 8, we would swap.
Got it. Hi, JoJo. JoJo's muted.
Wow.
Hello.
Here we go.
Okay, so I have one main argument. However, I do want to. I thought your conversation with Struckman was beautiful, and I think he agrees with me in a lot of points. And I have a lot of the same feeling toward things. I wanted to go back to something that he said. He made the comparison with the movie theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, is it not fair to make comparisons to something along those lines? You can say it's not a fair comparison, and you can feel that it's not a fair comparison. But when he was saying it, I was like, this is exactly how I feel about the argument. I think how many people feel about the argument is it's like, it just feels like a benefit to have more people watch or use said thing. Where is that not a coherent comparison?
The issue is, in his analogy, everyone loses. Everyone loses money. The people that were promised something get lied to, right? And the people that initially produced the movie, they lose out. The actors lose out. To offer that as an exclusive is an unreasonable ask at its inception. That's the difference.
Can you tell me why it like what makes it that different?
Because to create a movie, there are more moving parts.
There is still a lot of moving parts. There's 3D artists, there's original concept artists, there's still a lot of moving parts.
3D artists don't make any money off the skins after the cosmetics are put out.
So you're saying that if there was residuals, you would agree with the argument?
Not necessarily, no.
Why?
Because I think that there's a difference between a movie, what a movie is conceptually. With what a movie is conceptually, it's designed to be viewed by as many people as possible. A Fortnite skin, an exclusive Fortnite skin, is not the same thing as an exclusive viewing of a movie. Actually, you know
why?
What? Actually, you know what? Hold on. I will agree. Actually, let me say this. There are actually examples of exclusive movies. Of exclusive cuts, and those do not get released to the public. Actually, matter of fact, you know what? I changed my percent. I agree. No, those should never be released. Absolutely not. If you promise something to be exclusive, if you have an exclusive screening to something, no, it should never be released. If that's how you advertise it.
Yeah, I guess I completely disagree. So we'll just move on to my other point if that's okay. So my other point is, I think, so you would say a lot of this argument kind of boils down to essentially, it's morally wrong to go back on your word, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your stance, and I agree. I think integrity is a very important thing in a business and as a person. I think it is very important. However, my main point is, do you not think that a company can change their mind from time to time on things?
A company may be able to change their mind, but they shouldn't be able to profit off of a lie.
Okay, so in this case, what if they release the battle passes for free?
That would still be terrible.
Okay, they're not profiting off of a lie. They're changing their mind.
Hang on a second. They might not, now in this context, they might not profit off of a lie, but they still lied. Now,
Okay, but can they not change their mind?
As a matter of fact, in some ways, that might even be worse.
Why?
Because now you've completely devalued it. Fuck it. Imagine they said every battle pass from Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 1 to Fortnite Chapter 5, Season 3 is free. Forever and always.
Okay, well, if we're going through the moral argument, you said it's bad for them to profit off of a lie. They're not profiting off of this. They're changing their mind. Can you not change your mind from time to time and still retain some integrity?
The context of the argument, I'm going to change the nature of my premise. They shouldn't lie. Does that clear it up for you? I don't think it makes it better because they didn't make a profit off of it.
Okay, so they shouldn't lie.
That also destroys the integrity of those cosmetics that they promised the people would be exclusive.
There are plenty of companies that will promise something and then go, oh, I don't think we align with this. Actually, as a company, we did some soul searching. We thought about it. Maybe we do not like the FOMO mindset. We don't like our consumer base.
That's totally fine.
Overbuying things.
And guess what? For future products, you are more than welcome to change your stance on those things. But to retroactively change that after profiting off of the previous... See, here's the other issue, right? Even in the context of what you're talking about, they still in a way have profited off of a lie. They profited off of those people that they promised that those exclusives would be those exclusives would be exclusive to. That doesn't really solve the issue. Now you just cut off the future profit off of it, sure, maybe, until they eventually change their word on that too, right? But the issue is you still have released exclusives that you promised would be exclusive, number one. And number two, the people that actually paid for all those exclusives, you've just taken all their money for something that they could have gotten for free 7 years later. That's terrible.
Okay, so what if they refund people's old battle passes with V-Bucks? Like, at what point does changing your mind become allowed in your minds?
So that would still be a terrible thing because real world money was used to purchase those items. And you're not refunding me my real world money. You're refunding me digital currency in a game that I probably don't give a shit about anymore because you just gave everybody the cosmetics for free.
Okay, so it seems to you that changing your mind is like never okay.
It's not. Wow. Okay. No. It's not that changing your mind is never okay. Let me give you an example. What Epic Games did for future Battle Pass exclusivity is a sign of them changing their mind. What Epic Games is doing with not having as many exclusive cosmetics is an example of them changing their mind. But changing your mind should not coincide with profiting off of a lie.
Okay, so let's try to make some sort of comparison because I think there is many times people do this in their normal lives that is totally acceptable. Okay, so if it doesn't matter and I can't make any comparison to anything because it's not a direct one-for-one comparison, I don't think we're going to get far in any conversation here on this matter. So it's like, I think
you can. Sorry, I wasn't saying that for you to not make the comparison, but I don't think that showing a comparison of how lying benefits somebody else in another area makes it justified for Epic Games to lie. But please feel free to make the comparison.
I think there's a core disagreement about lying and changing your mind. I think if I say, hey guys, I'm a content creator. I want to make the best Fortnite content for you ever. I'm going to spend the next 2 years grinding Fortnite content. And then a year in, I changed my mind because I decided, ooh, like this is, better for me as a person to do this thing instead. It aligns more with what I want to do. It aligns more with my beliefs. It aligns more with my morals. I can apologize and change my mind. Do you think that is wrong?
No. I mean, do you know why? You know why that's different than the Fortnite example?
Why?
Because there was no money that was spent up front for something. You didn't take people's money.
What if people sub to my Patreon?
Then they can unsub from your Patreon if they don't make the kind of content that you want. That they want.
But I still profited off of them for what they thought was going to happen.
No. It changed. So here's the issue with that analogy. Mm-hmm. So you changing the direction of where your content
All right,
goes.
We got to cut it off there. We've reached the votes.
Hang on. No. Can we continue? Can we continue this one? This is very important.
Yeah, go ahead.
You changing the direction of where your content is going is not an equivalent to Fortnite going back on the word after offering something exclusive to people and profiting off of that exclusive item. Here's the difference. The content that you made on the Patreon still exists. And at the time in which they were supporting you, they were getting their money's worth. They were getting the kind of content that they wanted from you, subscribing to you every month. Now, if you decide to change the direction of your channel, you never told them like, hey guys, I forever and always will be a Fortnite content creator, and I'm never going to change that. And look, here's the deal. Even if you did do that, that's still not the same thing as what Epic is doing, because that you saying that doesn't require any purchase. You're not benefiting off
But I'm talking to the people that did purchase. No one playing those seasons had to buy the battle pass.
Hold on a second. What?
I mean, you don't have to buy the battle pass. I'm saying to the people who sub to the Patreon to support me as a content creator,
right,
are making a purchase.
But see, the other difference too is that that's a monthly subscription, and the moment you do something that I don't want you to do, I just unsub. See, here's the thing.
But you already spent your money.
But yes, and guess what? It was worth it at the time because we were a community.
So was the battle pass.
Hold on a second. We were a community. You were giving me things. You were giving me the thing that I was asking for every month consistently. That my previous purchase isn't affected because your future goals change. In the same way.
That's exactly what I'm saying though. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like it's the same thing at the beginning of like when they were bringing the battle passes out. At the time, it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and now they're changing their mind. Like you made the argument I'm trying to make, so I'm just confused where the disconnect is.
Okay, hold on. The difference is that an Epic Games case, they are taking the integrity of what that thing was. The initial offering was that it was never coming back. They had a premise that was set. These items are never to return. To go back and say, plot twist, they actually are coming back. Thanks for your money, though, and then sell it to everybody else is false advertisement. It is deception. It is a lie. That is a problem. That is not the same thing as you having a change in the direction of your future content, because it doesn't affect the previous content that you made. But in the context of Epic Games, it does change the previous content here, because you went back on your word for intrinsically what that content was. It changes the nature of the content. That content is no longer exclusive, but you boosted sales by advertising it as exclusive. You're saying that you're saying that the nature of the cosmetics don't change, but in actuality they do, because instead of them being exclusives like you promised, they are no longer exclusives.
Yeah, this is a point where I just don't really agree on the nature of the cosmetic changing. I know it goes from exclusive to non-exclusive, but you got what you got for at the time. I think changing your mind as a company is fine. You can still retain integrity if you apologize and go, you know what, we have decided that FOMO is not where we want to go for in the future, and we're going to cut it off.
Have reached again.
All right.
Okay. Good stuff, Jojo.
Good talk.
That was good, Jojo. Thank you, sir.
Go. It's Dagwummy.
Oh.
Let's go.
He was ready.
Let's go. All right, Dag, what you got?
All right, so I'm not like too beholden to like I guess one position, but I guess I want to challenge one of your points, which is you keep calling this like a lie, right? That's the word that you keep using, right? Mm-hmm. The definition of a lie is the intent to deceive, right? In my opinion, it's not like Fortnite years ago was in a boardroom like rubbing their hands together like, all right, we're gonna release all these cosmetics and then we're gonna bring them back. That would be a lie. So I agree on they went back on their word, but I wouldn't exactly call it a lie. So I don't know. Do you agree with that or no?
No, because that's not the only way in which you can lie to somebody, right? I don't see how offering something as exclusive and then going back on that is not a lie.
But they weren't trying to deceive their players.
Wait, hold on. Is that not a deception? We advertise something one way, and then now we're gonna go around and change that, and do the complete opposite of what we just promised. Just because the lie happens later on, just because you change your opinion doesn't make it any less of a lie, right? It's still a lie.
I guess I'm saying like originally, like I personally wouldn't call it a lie. I agree they went back on their word, but like it's not like their intent initially releasing those exclusive cosmetics was to deceive their player base. In reality, I agree more with JoJo's take, where it's like they've changed their mind. But we could
hang on. Isn't that not is that not deceptive? To profit off of something, right? You offer something one way, you profit off of that thing, and then you go back on your word. Yes, you're 100% right. You are going back on your word. But now that you've gotten everybody's money, well, we already got their money anyway, and we can make a lot more off it, which is what my opposition is trying to tell Epic to do, right? We already got their money. We can make a lot more if we re-release these cosmetics. Fuck it, let's just bring them back. Yeah, that's a lie. You offered something, you went back on that. Going back on your word intrinsically implies lying.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I guess we can disagree there. I guess the other point I could bring up would be like, yeah, so you keep going back, I guess, to this like morals argument, right? Like, and I guess for me, that doesn't see the full picture. Like, in my opinion, so, you know, Fortnite is an evolving game. It's $1 billion business. And most of the people who play now, like, they didn't even play Chapter 1, right?
Okay.
And so I guess the way I see it, like how Jojo mentioned, is like businesses, they go back on their word all the time, and that's okay if it's for the betterment of the final product, right? Or like the current audience. And I think Fortnite is within their right to go back on their word if they wanted to do so.
How did you come to the conclusion that is for the betterment of their audience moving forward?
I'm saying if they feel that
can...
way, I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying if they feel that way, they are within their right to bring them back.
Well, listen, again, this is not a conversation about what Epic Games is within their right to do. Sure, maybe legally they can find some loophole in which they can do it. I'm saying that it would still be a mistake. A mistake could be wrong.
I'm not saying they can or cannot. I'm saying that, I guess my point is, like, if there comes a day where Fortnite is struggling and for some reason, like, I don't know, they're about to go bankrupt, like, I think they are within their right to be like, all right, we need to, you know, bring back these OG battle passes.
So, okay, say that one more time. I spaced out for a second. Epic Games is well within their right to bring back OG battle passes because
if they need to do so. So if the situation calls for it.
Why is this a need?
We don't know that, you know, there might come a time where Fortnite is like, all right, we need to bring back these battle passes for the sake of the betterment of the game, whether that means, you know,
with all due respect,
pleasing the current audience. If the game is about to die,
we know that that's not a need. Neither side of this argument needs the cosmetics. This isn't about a need.
Well, I guess it's not a need either. Yeah, I guess if they want to, they are within their right to do that.
Okay, even if they are within the right to do that, and let's just say I agree with your argument for a moment that it's technically not a lie, it doesn't really make it feel any less deceptive or make it any less wrong because we're arguing over the semantics of the terms, right? Whether it's a lie or whether it's them going back on their word is still an issue because you profited initially off of selling something a particular way. Then you go, like, any other company that did this would be in hot water. Imagine you crowdfund it.
Politicians do it all the time, right? They get voted into office and then they run on a certain idea.
Hang on. And what do we say about those politicians, Dag?
Well, I'm not going to get into that about current.
Well, hold on. But hang on. For generally speaking, for people that you can't trust, and for people that go back on their word, what do we think of those people?
Yeah, we would question their moral character.
So why is that more important than why is money more important than their moral character?
We hit the count, guys.
Oh.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thanks, Dag.
GG's Clark. Yep.
Good stuff, Dag.
Yep.
On your mark, Clark.
Go. Who we got?
Muff.
That's Muffin.
Let's let Muffin go.
Muffin was there first, bro.
It's the sad walk. Dude, while we're paused, can I just say it took all of my might to not laugh when you shot the guy on the table in like a nice heated debate. Like it was just the perfect timing for it.
I'm not sure who that was. I guess he just loaded in really late and then he didn't know what to do, so he just ran in the middle, had to kill him twice.
Hello?
Oven?
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, bro? So I want to start this off. what makes you think that Fortnite can't hold a lie? Like,
I'm not saying
I've
that they
been
can't. I'm just
noticing
saying that they shouldn't.
they shouldn't, but they can. And
Okay.
you've been showing yourself that like Fortnite can't do that. It's unacceptable, but they can.
No one's
In
arguing.
your
No one's arguing.
video, you brought that
No
up.
one's arguing. No one's arguing that they can't do it. I'm just saying that they shouldn't do it. As a matter of fact, at the start of the video, I said that they probably would bring back the Battle Pass cosmetics. You're arguing a ghost here. That's not even what I'm. That's not even my point. There's nothing to do with what we're talking about here.
All right, you want to say something?
No, I said what I had to say. Go ahead.
Oh, also, how when Fortnite does bring back old battle passes, how would that affect you? Because it seems like only so little people care that it's gonna affect them.
Let's say that only one person on the planet right now cares.
Okay.
And let's say that that person's me, right? And let's say that shit. Even I don't care fundamentally, right? Let's say that I just don't give a shit if I could bring it back, right? Why does that matter? Why is the integrity of something not more important than the profits of said thing? That's what I'm getting at here. That's at the core of what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
The other issue too is we can agree that there used to be a time where most of the player base was cool with Battle Pass exclusivity and we were having fun with it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now people are quote unquote not having fun with old Battle Pass exclusivity, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What's to say that that people's opinions won't change 7 years from now?
It will change.
So right, which would change back to my position, correct? People
Yeah.
would care about it again. So the issue is once you've opened this door, how can you reasonably sell exclusives after you've already gone back on your word? How can you have people trust you to maintain the integrity of any exclusives that they buy after 14 years ago at this point? That integrity has been lost. It's what I'm getting at is that the Fortnite community's perspective on this is very short-sighted.
Yeah. Well, also the fact is, Donald Mustard also probably made those rules when having a new person that runs Epic. Some things are going to change. It's different people running it. So rules like that don't matter anymore for people like.
Why does integrity not matter?
Some matters for some people, some it doesn't.
Integrity matters to everybody, including the people that are fighting against it right now. You just want them to go back on integrity because it benefits you in the short term, not because it's actually a good thing for them to do.
All right, we have been hitting over 8 now. So
Oh,
that little
damn.
pause put the end of it.
All right.
Cool.
It was
Muffin.
nice meeting you.
Thank you very
Good
much,
stuff,
Muffin.
Have a good one.
Go.
Who's in? Fatebound Gamer.
Fatebound finally got in. Let's go.
Ooh,
Bring Fatebound up.
I'm ready.
Before we get started, the count has now gone down to 7 people.
Okay.
So watch for 7.
Sounds good. Fatebound. Does it need to be brought up? I'll take that as a yes. Where's Fatebound at?
Is Fatebound, are you in the Discord, bro? Where you at?
Yeah, he says yes. He's nodding up and down.
If you're in the audience, you should raise. Are they able to raise their hands?
Yeah, Fatebound, raise your hand if you're in the audience in the Discord.
I got in chat over here that he is in game chat, but you need to be in Clark's Discord.
Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, you can't do it. If
Also,
you're not in the Discord,
access, people can't raise their hand. It might be disabled.
Is it disabled?
What is? Raising your hand?
Yeah, apparently raising hand is disabled. Lunch, could you enable that? I don't have perms to do that.
Okay. Maybe I think I did tell Lunch to disable it initially. That's on me.
Oh, Lunch.
Is Lunch even here? Lunch probably is even here. Fatebound, what's Fatebound's Discord name?
I'm unsure. Fire, do you know his
Fave-
Discord? Anyways, well, the pause is going well so far, I think.
Let's have Fate bounce it out. We'll bring somebody else up.
Sounds good.
Go. Sloan man.
All right. Is the hand raising working? I see Sloan Man in Discord.
Bring him up.
I can't tell if somebody's raising their hand.
Hold on. Did you bring Sloan man up?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I had perms.
Well,
Oh,
one
wait,
of the
sorry.
mods just brings Sloan Man up. I see him right there.
Wait, where is he?
Yeah, I see him as well.
If Lunch isn't here, then
Trickster,
he's
come
not
up.
able to drag
I need
people up.
Trickster, come up here. Where's Tricky? Is Trickster not here either, bro? I need
There we
another
go.
mod.
We got
Trickster
him.
made it up.
We got him.
Okay.
Yay,
Trickster,
Trickster.
can you handle this?
Yeah, who do I need to drag up again?
Sloan man.
Oh,
And Trickster, also enable hand raising.
I see the hand raise now. We're good. There he is. Sloan Man.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay, one moment. Let me get my notes pulled up on my other monitor here. Okay. Here we go. So I have 3 points that I made. Most of these probably have already been said, but I went with it, so I'm doing it. So point 1, I gave a little example. So imagine you played Chapter 2, Season 2, and you really wanted to get the Sky skin. And then something happened in your life that caused you to not be able to get that skin anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Having the ability to repurchase those cosmetics for the price that would be appointed to that skin, that would allow those people that bought the Battle Pass for the reason of getting that specific skin to get that skin.
True. But you shouldn't have that opportunity. That's the appeal to unfortunate circumstances argument. Because something unfortunate happened in my life, I should be able to purchase said item. And I'm saying no. If you weren't able to get it within the window, you should not be able to purchase it.
Okay. Okay. Point 2 is basically probably what would happen if this did happen. Is number 1, this would be a gold mine. They have opened a chest and they have found a golden scar. This is basically an infinite money glitch. They would probably get a ton of money. Say they were re-released Renegade Raider. It's like if Pokemon re-released their first editions. That would be insane. But not only would it be insane, get them a lot of money, it would get a lot of attention on social media. The attention would be negative. It would be probably terrible attention, but it would be stirring up a storm of attention on social media, and that would probably get them a lot more money.
Is the amount of money that Epic Games can make from something more important or more valuable than the integrity of the company?
Well, yeah, because that is the thing, is that it is immoral. I would agree with you on that it is not a good idea to do it, but it also is a good idea to do it because it gets them money. But then it also splits the player base once again, and they would most likely lose a lot of players too.
How did you come to the conclusion that this is the best way for them to make money? I gave a solution earlier where we would reskin the cosmetics, and you would have old and new players both purchasing them, so you get money on both ends rather than just one. Why? And you don't have to break your word. Why would we go with your idea rather than that one, which would make Epic more money objectively, because you're now doubling the amount of people that can buy something.
That's true, but say that somebody wanted. Say that somebody wanted.
All right, guys, we hit the vote count. Sorry to interrupt there,
zoinks.
Sloan.
Okay.
It's
Thank
all
you
good,
very
bro.
much. Thank you for this opportunity, everybody.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Sloan.
Jeez, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Guys, absolutely nothing against Sloan. I didn't realize I should have said this earlier. Just make sure you're crouched on the chair, please. It's making the camera angle a little weird.
Who has not spoken yet? Aquash, Furious, Fire, and
Little Crater.
Little Crater.
And Sergeant. And did Molten Speaker speak?
Molten wasn't able to get their Discord figured out.
Oh yeah.
Did Molten? Well, did Molten get? Let Molten come back up. If Molten has got their Discord situation figured out, Molten only come up if you get your Discord situation figured out. If not, just sit down.
Yay!
Oh, sorry.
I just realized you were turned the other way.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong person. Fuck it. I'm getting tired. We'll let Molten speak. What's up, Molten?
Yay! Hey,
Never
Molten.
mind.
All right, bro, what you got?
Honestly, my one point is that people, in my opinion, only have one skin in the battle pass that they really like. So why buy the whole entire battle pass when you can just buy one skin?
Okay. So why does that? Why is that a reason for Epic Games to go back on their word? Because people can only buy shit if they can get their skin that they want. What?
You.
Hello?
Sorry.
What is that? So what is this? How does this fit the broader narrative of what we're debating here?
It's not, sorry.
Okay. Did you
Okay.
want to respond to that or?
No, I'll go back.
Okay, bro. No problem.
Thanks, Molten.
Sorry. What I meant earlier, my brain's not working. Fate Bound. I was looking at the Molten skin and thinking it was his name.
Oh.
Fate Bound. If Fate Bound's figured out their Discord situation, let Fate Bound come up. Do we see him raising his hand?
Fate Bound coming? I do not see.
What's his
Oh,
Discord?
is it Saber Zero? Because Saber's raising. Oh, there's more people raising their hand. Never mind.
Yeah, that guy's been doing it the whole time.
I don't see Fate Bound in as a username. Must be something else.
Maybe they didn't get their thing fixed though.
All right, Fate Bound. We're gonna put you back in the seat then.
Okay. Yeah, Fate Bound, sit back down. I'm just gonna start picking people at this point.
Sounds good.
Pick Crater, please pick Crater.
Yeah, I was about to say Little Crater.
Yes. All right.
To come up.
All right, and I got it's Fate Saber
Yo,
in Discord for next time.
Yo, Crater, if you pussy out, I'm banning you from my chat. I'm not even gonna lie. You're getting banned if you do not go up right now. I am not joking. I will ban you within the minute. Go up right now and debate.
We're
I invited him.
All right, Crater. We got him. Yay!
What's up,
Crater, before we start, could you crouch? Thank you.
Hello, Clark. First time speaking to you.
So
I just want to say first off, I watched the video that you made, and I did agree with some of the points. Some of the points were pretty good, but I want to, like the kid back there, I wanted to give some of my points. Like, so, I think I have like one or two. Some of the points were already said by some other people, but yeah. Also, I think I can't hear Clark, if I'm gonna be honest.
I haven't said anything. Keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. But so first point. So let's just say this is like when like OG Fortnite has released. And they said, you know what, we're gonna bring back the battle passes for like 1 month for the 1 month thing, like for season 1, season 2, season 3, etc. But what did they say? What if we're gonna give people that have the skins, like OG, like a little secret style or a special style, like with Gold Trooper or Skull Trooper, where they gave them like some special styles. For example,
Once again, once again, this was brought up earlier. My solution would be, instead of giving us the special style, give it to the other people. Make the skin really cool for the new players. That way, I get it. Me as an OG player, I will want to buy it again. And 2, you get a different version of my skin that's even cooler than the one I originally got. I think that'd be better.
True. Or maybe like give them like an option to like get like a new skin for like the old one. Like I feel like getting some sort of like special style or skin makes it feel like that you are good, and as well as the old player, or new player, I'm gonna say. So I mean, OG and the new players will be both happy. And
I get what you're saying. I just don't think that that's a good enough reason to fall back on your word.
yeah, and I don't remember what the second thing was, but uh, so actually that's all I had.
Okay.
Since most of it was already said, but after like listening through like the debates, I'm starting to agree with your little opinion a little bit more.
Get him out. Get him out. Get this guy out. Close the debate.
Gotta let him
Get
finish his
out.
sentence.
Grader, go sit.
W Grader. Thank you, bro.
Jojo, how do you feel about bullying someone and sitting down?
Crazy.
I'm banning you. Okay, wait.
Thanks, Grader.
One of my.
Can we get Furious up here?
All right.
Yeah. Can I say one thing real quick though?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My other person from my community that was gonna join is here now. So if he could talk at some point before we close it, that'd be cool. He has like a few good points, I think.
Just Stu, can he join mid map?
He's already in. He's already in.
Oh, sorry. Oh, is it Willis?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, he was gonna join before.
I didn't notice the shark skin. That's a great skin.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Furious.
Oh, Furious.
He's not up yet. Hold on.
I gotta get Furious up here.
He's up.
Hello, hello.
There he is.
Hello,
All
son
right.
of Daglummy.
Make sure we get everyone who is in the audience to speak by the end of this, because we have like Tom in our chat is concerned he's not going to be able to. But
You got it.
Well,
we're going to try and get everybody.
Is it still at 7 for the vote?
Yes, I believe it is.
Perfect.
So let me say this. We will do a rapid fire for the people that haven't spoke, and then I would like to finish things off with Struckman and JoJo.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead,
So, first things first, I want to say that I'm one of the people that had to change their minds overnight, but I do have a strong argument here. Let's first talk about collab skins. Darth Vader is a really good example. Do you think that it should still be exclusive?
Yes. Because no matter how, see, this is the thing that people don't understand. No matter how bad you want something, doesn't mean that a company should lie and profit off of a lie in order to give other people that thing.
Okay, I understand
so yes,
that.
It should remain exclusive. Yes.
But you know, a lot of the skins, like let's say Peely, that's part of Fortnite's franchise, or like part of Fortnite's identity. And you may say like, yeah, they shouldn't bring that back. And while you might be right about that, Darth Vader isn't a part of Fortnite's identity exactly. What purpose does locking a collab skin away forever serve?
By maintaining the integrity of the thing that you offered to people at that time. That's the purpose that it serves. Now,
but it's,
what I will say is I think it would be beneficial for Fortnite to make a new version of that skin, which I could definitely see them doing, which would be maybe even more accurate or more faithful to the franchise, and releasing that and giving people something that they can purchase in the item shop. But that version of the skin should not come back. No.
Okay, well, think about the people at the time that had to play the game to get the skin, all right? Let's say you had to play the game to unlock Darth Vader. The fear of missing out of getting Darth Vader at that current time forced people to play the game at a current state that they might not like. And while you might say, well, then it's not your fault if you didn't play the game during the time, nowadays there are more ways than ever to earn XP, and there are so many more modes for people to play, and it's way more fair now that if they bring some kind of Battle Pass skin out that is going to be exclusive, there's so many more ways to unlock it. Now, another thing that I wanted to say is, I guess, yeah, since Darth Vader is a skin that hasn't gotten another style that has like come back, why would you, I don't know how to say this exactly, but why wouldn't you re-release a skin that a lot of people, I mean, yes, you want to keep the integrity of the game, but why would you not release a skin that isn't a part of your identity? I mean, I need to know that.
I don't see, the problem is you think that the skin has to be a part of the game's core identity in order for it to be gate kept, but I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that when you make a commitment to people and you profit off of people in a specific way, it is wrong to change your mind, as JoJo wants to say, or it's wrong to go back on your word, as Dag would like to say. Or in my opinion, it just flatly ends up becoming a lie. It doesn't matter if the lie happens after the fact, right? Or happens later on. It's still a lie. But the point is, it doesn't matter if this cosmetic is part of the game's core identity or not. So and to be fair, honestly, you can make a case that in some ways it is, but that aside, to say that it's not, that's not a good reason for someone to go back and release the old cosmetics. I will say this, and this is where I empathize with people. I think it does suck, and I remember even saying this before I was a content creator back in Chapter 2, Season 2, that it does suck like Deadpool is locked behind a battle pass. I'm not gonna like. I want people to understand, like, I am empathetic. I do think that it is unfortunate that some items are not going to come back, but I don't think that it's worth Epic going back on their word for you to get them. It doesn't matter how bad you want something. That's not an excuse for somebody to go back on their word.
So don't you think it's morally wrong to bring those skins back? Yes, you said. Don't you think it's also just as morally wrong to force people to play a game at a current point that they might not want to, just to unlock a skin that they know will never come back? Isn't it just as morally wrong to force people to do something like that?
No, but even if it is, that has nothing to do with whether or not they should bring a cosmetic back or not.
Okay, let's talk about OG styles for the skins. I know you said to bring back another style and give those to the new players so that you make profit from both the original players and the new players. But now I need to know, why would it kick the can down the road if you gave original players a style for the skin? Why do you think that would happen?
Why does it kick the can down the road if you give original players a style for the skin? Because 7 years from now, when nobody is using that version of the skin, right, for all the new people that bought it after tainting the integrity of what that cosmetic was and what it meant culturally to the game, what you're going to have is a new generation of players that are going to see oh man, that sure is a cool version of Darth Vader. Oh man, that sure is a cool version of Superman. Yeah, well, you can't ever get it. Like, you can get that Superman skin, but you can't get that style of it.
I mean, respectfully, who cares? You get the original style is what
argument.
people. No, the original style is what people care about the most, right?
For now, but as this whole conversation proves, people's opinions and perceptions of the game change over time. There is nothing to say that people's opinions and perceptions of the game won't change later on for those exclusive styles. And now that and listen, now that you've already opened the door to destroying cosmetic exclusivity, you have no good reason to stand on the principle of why people should be able to hold on to those. You've already done it once, do it again. Do it for me. That will be the argument, and those people would be fair in arguing that.
I don't think so. I mean, why is Renegade Raider so popular? It's because it's rare. I mean, let's be real. Most people probably wouldn't like the skin if it was a normal item shop skin. But the reason that it's so sought after is because it's so rare, and that's the original style that people care about the most. And why do people use Renegade Raider? Because it's rare. When you go into a squads game and you see a Renegade Raider, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, a Renegade Raider!"
Yes. So what you're advocating for is the destruction of that rarity.
No, it's not. Because if you're getting let's say you get a special style for Renegade Raider that has like gold plating on the helmet or something like that, then you can still differentiate between an OG player and not, and the people who cared about the identity of the original skin get to use it.
That's not the issue that we're talking about here, though. What you're trying to argue is the integrity of people not wanting that exclusive style later on. It's already happened with the Paradigm skin. Some people are already saying that it's not fair that they can't get that version of the Paradigm that all the OGs got, right? Same thing with the Purple Skull Trooper. You see examples of that. This has already happened with previous cosmetics. There is no reason to say that it won't happen again later.
Okay. Why did they re-release Purple Skull Trooper? Was it stated that that was an original skin? Let's talk about that. Or not Purple Skull Trooper, but the original.
I'll be honest, the Purple Skull Trooper was always a weird one to me because that one was never promised to be exclusive, but Epic decided that they wanted to do something special for the OGs that had it. That one is a different issue altogether, but my point is this: regardless of why the OGs got the exclusive style, the point is that people still want it. Same thing with the Paradigm exclusive style. There's nothing, if people want exclusive styles for OG skins now, it's fair, it stands to reason that they'll probably want it 7 years from now when those players that bought the new cosmetics that return to the shop aren't even playing the game as much, which is the argument we're getting right now.
Well, then the entire thing just becomes a catastrophe because any skin that were to come back, so for example, the Paradigm, that skin coming back and getting an additional style, literally any skin getting additional style, people will just want literally everything they can get. And yes. I think that's just weird. I mean, really,
are you agreeing with me?
I mean, okay, listen. Like I said, I had to change my mind overnight. But I think it's weird that people will want that exclusive style for a skin when it's the original skin that became popular. Like, who's gonna want the gold-plated version of Renegade Raider when everyone saw the normal Renegade Raider that runs around in lobbies and when everyone knows?
Now they're gonna want the more rare version of the skin, just how the skin intrinsically is rare now. They want that rare skin now because
nobody
it's not,
cares about recolors. That's the thing.
That's not true. I just gave you 2 examples where they do, and you agreed with them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they do care about Purple Skull, but the point I'm trying to make is, especially this far down the line after a skin's been out for this, Purple Skull was only out for it was only out for 1 year, right?
Furious, let me get to the heart of the issue here, okay? What you're talking about what's tragic. You know what I think is tragic? I think it's very tragic when a group of people that didn't even play Fortnite at that time come back and demand that Epic Games go back on their word, or a contract that they had with a player base that did play and support the game at a specific time. You weren't even a part of this agreement, and you're mad that you don't have something that was promised to somebody else. That's odd. You haven't given a good reason as to why they should go back on that promise.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I mean,
all right, we gotta stop you there. We reached the amount of votes.
Mm-hmm. Who has not gone?
Thanks, Furious.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, it was JoJo's person we're gonna bring up next. Willis. Bring Willis up.
Willis. Where's Willis at?
I believe after that
Hello,
we have,
hello.
what,
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yep.
3-0.
How's it going?
Beyond
So I was originally gonna be here, then not be here, and now I'm here because my class ended early. So,
well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
Thank you. So a big thing you're bringing up is I have kind of 2 separate points I'm going to kind of bring together. So I'm going to start with my first thing. So Epic has brought back Battle Pass cosmetics, and it was for the 2018 Boogie Down competition, which started after Season 2 ended, and they brought back Sparkle Specialist and the Glider because it was in the set. But also, so them saying that those skins were exclusive to only the pass and they cannot get it anywhere else outside of that is wrong, because they gave it to the people. And granted, it was only a select small amount of people, but they still did it regardless. No, it was, I believe, hold up. I have the link right here. Let me just.
Someone also brought up this argument before, and this is not a good reason for why they should go back on exclusivity.
It was up to 100. So okay, so my point 1 debunked. One pump. All right, it's point 2. So a big thing that Epic went back on their word about was in 2020. I looked up the blog post personally. I'm actually going to drop the blog post in the chat. They said that when they lowered the V-Bucks price 20%, in the title of the blog. Oh wait, I'm out of perms. Fuck. So here I can JoJo. Can I DM this to you, or do you have the fucking? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, thanks. It was stated in the blog post for when they dropped the V-Bucks price 20%. They said it was permanent. They said that they were not going back on it. 3 years later. I get it as inflation, but they went back on their word and they increased the price of the V-Bucks and the packs up 10%.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Say that one more time. They increased the price of what now? We start from the beginning. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of going fast here. So in 2020, when the whole Apple versus Epic thing was kind of getting a spearhead, they introduced, the 20% off V-Bucks,
Right.
So it went from $10 to $8.
Right.
So it was like that for a long time. And in the blog post that it stated in, it states it's permanent. So what I'm trying to say here is that a couple years later, they went back on that and they increased it. So it's, example, 1,000 V-Bucks. It went from $8 to $9. So them saying this was a permanent change and then going back on it on such a wide scale, more than Boogie Down where it was just 100 people who got the skin. On such a large scale, I think that kind of goes back to saying that Epic never goes back on their word. They went back on their word for that.
I never said Epic
I
never
thought you
goes back on
stated
their word.
that. Well,
I said it's a bad. I said it's a bad. I said they shouldn't go back on their word.
But should they have gone back on their word for this?
No.
Exactly.
Okay. But just because, once again, them going back on their word once before, and once again, I need to look at what was actually said there so I can understand it. But them going back on their word before is not a reason for them to go back on the word in the future. Well, hey, look, they lied to me over here. Well, fuck it. I guess they're gonna lie to me again. That's not a good argument for lying.
I'm just saying the track record's there. So the point, I guess, if we're getting into the lying shit, if we're getting into the morality shit, Epic's not a moral company. Let's get real here. They fired 860 people in that same month. I'm just saying if we're trying to go
immoral, but let's not even, we don't need to get into that.
Well, I get what you mean. But Epic's not a perfect company, and they've done. Yeah, and they've done shady shit before, and this is even shady.
But saying because a company has done something scummy in the past does not give them a pass to do. How did that make? Hang on. How does that? How is it scummy? Wait, hold on a second. How does that make you feel that they lied to you before about something that was so important to you?
It made me upset. But here's
So
the deal.
why should they do that
That
again?
that issue though was something that was negative towards me and not negative against like a group of people. I've owned every single battle pass since chapter 1 season 3.
Wait,
and
we're talking about the V-Bucks thing, right?
Well, yeah, I transitioned it into I'm saying I was upset that happened, but that affected the entire player base. What's being affected here is only a select amount of it's a large group of people, but there's also a large group of people within that group of people that want them to come back for the people that couldn't get it. I know so many people that were pissed and upset they couldn't get X skin, Y skin. I mean, so what's the big deal with them bringing it back? But if it's just them going back on their word, they've done it so many times before.
Because they've done terrible things before, let's allow them to do another terrible thing that we are agreeing is objectively bad.
I'm not agreeing. I don't think them bringing battle passes back is bad, but I'm just saying I'm saying what I'm trying to say here.
Wait, hang on. You agree? You agree that them going back on their word is a bad thing, right?
No.
So them not going back on the word. So going back on the word is not a bad thing.
I mean, it happens. All companies do it, and the only thing
hold on, wait. Whether or not all companies do something has nothing to do with whether or not it's bad. Slavery was legal a few hundred years ago too. Just because a bunch of people do something bad doesn't make that thing less bad. It just means that the culture it tolerates it.
Don't know how to respond to that, but what I'm going to try and get to here is let's find the middle ground. All right, paradigm. All right, I think this is a good middle ground.
We gotta
Maybe
stop
we
you
can
there
agree on
though.
this.
We just reached 7 votes.
Right.
Willis, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Good stuff, Willis.
Thank you.
We got, what is it, Fire 3-0? Is that the only one that we haven't done yet?
And crap.
And
What was
Chaos
that?
Demon, 99 as well.
No, was it, crap. I can't remember. There was another one. There's another one.
We have
Which one is
AP
this?
Kovac as well.
Was it Fate? No, wasn't Fatebound Gamer. I could have swore there was another one.
Fatebound Gamer couldn't get into the Discord.
Never mind.
Sloan Man did.
Fire Trio, Chaos Demon, and AP Kovac have not spoken yet, from my understanding.
How about what
Clark,
if you
did
do
you
like
wanna-
a thing where they all run for the chair again?
Sure.
And see how many of them actually want to try to get in.
Only for the people that have not gone.
Clark, did you want to rapid fire it and then finish off like you said?
Yeah, let's do rapid fire.
Okay. On your cue.
Go.
Fatebound Gamer back.
Let's see if Fate's got it.
I'm
just want to say,
Yay!
hey, you can hear me all right?
Yep.
All right, just want to say, Clark, you're a good content creator. I've been a fan of your content since probably around chapter 4. Probably.
Crouch.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
I just wanted to bring up a few points here about with Founders as a starter, as a starter. The name is Founders, right? Fortnite Founders. It gives V-Bucks to people who supported Epic's I don't know, early developmental phase.
Yes, for the buy-in to save the world.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to say this is that I actually bought a code late, and I'm not really supposed to have that because I never supported the game when it was early. So there's something like that when it's really implied that it should be exclusive, and it's not because it can still be bought literally at Aniba, G2A. I'm not endorsing you to buy those things. Anybody who's watching, just saying.
Wait,
There
hold
are
on a second.
places where
you bought a code for for a Founders Edition of Save the World?
Yes, it was
Then
$300.
Then why should you not be able to get the cosmetic? It was stated that anybody that has a code for a Founders Edition should get those cosmetics, correct?
Yes, that
then
is
you
true.
should be able to get those cosmetics.
However, you have to make an argument here that it's just it's not. It should be the founder who got the skin, right? The founder who bought that pack should be the one who has that pack, since they are
If
the
they
ones
redeem
who...
it, but if they choose to give it to somebody else or sell it, they're well within their right to do that as well.
Yes, they
It's
are.
It's about whoever redeems it. It's not about whoever originally held it.
Okay, if I can real quick, I want to bring up one more point on this real quick because I have another thing down that's actually kind of valid. So I've been here and watching the conversations people have had, and I say, why not just poll people on this? Why not have Fortnite come out and say, we've seen a lot of this happening, and we've seen the community arguing back and forth on this, so we want your opinion. We want to do a poll, and whatever
They
the
already did
voting
that.
majority is. They
They
did
already did
on
that,
battle
but yeah,
passes.
not for a poll, but they did have a survey that went out asking people their opinion on this. So
I'm-
Epic, in essence, has the poll in the background.
I'm
I will
thinking-
agree.
oh,
I will agree with you in the sense that I think Epic does need to come
Mhm.
up with an official statement by this point.
Yeah.
But I think more so, and this is my point, the vast majority of people, how they feel about it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like the vast majority of people telling you lie and go back on your word. Like even if the vast majority of people want you to do that, is just objectively not a good thing to do. That's where
Yeah.
integrity comes in. You destroy like you're throwing away integrity for the opinion of the masses. Integrity,
Yes.
that's the essence of integrity. You do something in spite of how many people disagree with you.
Yes, Epic Games as a company has very much valued integrity, but there have been some spots where they have not. Like as an example, Rocket League, it's one of my favorite games. It's a game where, as an example, it's similar to Fortnite in the sense that you collect cosmetics, there's different rarities, and they have changed stuff to be a little more like Fortnite, like getting rid of some of the older rarities. But one thing that they got rid of was player trading. And I'm saying, as you said, remember how you said the founder has the right to the code and can sell it if he wants to? Why not make it where existing battle pass users or whatever can trade their content to other people for
I
other
think it's a
things?
fantastic idea. I've advocated for that since my first video. That was one of my
Yes.
original ideas. I have no
I
issue
think
with
they
that.
should do that. And I also think that they should just, with reselling battle passes, I think that anybody who has the OG battle pass, because I've lost a lot of my like accounts due to stupid things like getting hacked or whatever. And I think that the best thing Fortnite can do moving forward is just anyone who has played during that period of time should have and has gotten like, I don't know, like at least one free reward from the free pass should be allowed to rebuy the battle pass. I think that should happen, and I think that and if they do that, I think at least something should be given to the players who bought it during the period of time, whether it be a cosmetic
Real
set
quick,
or something else.
if your argument is to try to figure out a better middle ground, like that's a
Mhm.
completely different conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like this item shouldn't come back because they were advertised a certain way, and going back on that is terrible.
Yeah,
That's a huge issue.
I have to say that Fortnite has went back, like on the Save the World thing, they went back on it being free to play, and just at last minute we're like, yeah, no, we're taking this out of development. I'm still pissed off about what they did to Save the World. No, a lot of people don't care about it because it's like one of the lower end modes and player counts. But I have to say, they went back on their promise with that. So it's like Epic as a whole, they can really do whatever they want. They're not going to be sued over that. They could be, but they're going to win because the
I
thing
don't care
is
about
that
Epic getting. It's not really so much about a legal argument, bro. I get what you're saying, but
All
that's
right,
not
we
Epic's
gotta
purpose.
hit pause right there. We reached the 7 votes.
All right, that's fair.
Good stuff,
Hey,
man. Thank
Clark,
you.
just wanted to ask one more question real quick. What mic do you use? Because I kind of want to get like a good mic.
It's
Not
a
really sure what I
beacon.
should get.
Cyan and I have the same mic. It's a beacon.
Nice. All right, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks,
You too,
Kevin
man.
Saver.
Thank you for coming on.
That is a crispy mic.
Okay, who's left? Go. This is go. Whoever's left who has not spoken, go. How do we have more people than we did a
Buzz
minute ago?
was not here, I don't believe.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
where
yeah, I don't think they should go.
Yeah, let's get.
Agreed. Sorry, Buzz.
Okay, we'll get Apkovac on.
Hello.
Yo.
Yeah.
How you doing? All right. So,
man, go for it.
Oh, hang on,
So I know
hang on. Sorry, guys. The votes are. You guys still have your buttons. Oh, never mind. We're good. Sorry about that.
so I know it's all good. Yeah. So I know you brought up the point about they should, instead of bringing back these classic skins like Vader, who I would say is objectively a perfect Vader skin. It's just like, in some ways, I don't think they can top that. A lot of people like these original skins because how they look, and they don't think there's better than that. If they redo it, obviously they let me say that. Yeah, they can't top some people. They can't top some of these skins they made in the past because they just preferences. No, Fortnite will never be able to please the community because they always do wrong to most of these people. It's just interesting because, like, for example, to object about people like the original base skin how it was. For me, with the wild, I think it was wild or something like that, with the Raven skin, Rachel Roth version is something I will never be able to get, even though I played that season because I just didn't do it enough. I feel like it's such a sucky thing just to be locked away forever just because, I had something going on. I just didn't have enough time. It's just kind
Yeah,
of.
that's the appeal to unfortunate circumstances again. Once again, Epic Games is not responsible, nor should they be held to trying to figure out how to compensate every single person that had personal issues go on in their life. I understand that it's unfortunate that you might have been able to complete it and might not be able to do it within the allotted time that they gave you. That is unfortunate. No one's denying that. I think it's also unfortunate that some of the best Fortnite cosmetics are locked behind old battle passes. However, in spite of how you feel, in spite of how much that might hurt you, that's not a good reason for them to go back on the word and profit off of a lie.
I mean, it's not really as profitable as because these people. I feel mostly people at this point who already bought the passes, just being able to finish them isn't really profiting that much more. But it also comes to the point. Let's say in the future, like 10 years from now, if Fortnite is still around back then, most of the OG players who had all these OG skins might not be around anymore because most of them complain about how the game's progressing, how it's getting worse day by day. When it comes to that point, what is the appeal of locking these skins away still when no one else is still around to even use them? They're just, collecting dust. It's just I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me with that point.
Whatever people decide to do with exclusives doesn't matter on why they should come back or not. You might not like the fact that these items are exclusive to the degree that they are, but whether people want to acknowledge it or not, that's part of what makes them so valuable and so sought after. See, this is the thing that I haven't brought up that nobody wants to acknowledge. But once these skins come back, and they've been out for 7 years, all of you that were fighting to get these skins back will be in the same position as the people that originally had them. They'll sit in your locker collecting dust. You won't appreciate them because Fortnite will literally probably come up with like 5,000 new skins by that point in time. But regardless my point is, instead of destroying the integrity of what the skins are, giving them back to people that weren't there for the agreement, or couldn't complete getting the skins in the time that they were given, just leave them alone and create new skins and new experiences for the next generation of players. But don't go back on the exclusives that you and give the exclusives that you gave to other players. Don't go back and give that to the masses, because a few people want them really, really bad, which in essence is at the core of my opposition's argument.
You know what? That's fair enough. I think you got that there.
So,
All
anything
right.
else?
Well, with that, we reached the votes either way.
Good stuff, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right, who's left?
We got Fire still for sure.
Chaos Demon 99.
Oh yeah, Chaos Demon. And I believe that's it.
I think that's the last two.
All right, bring Fire. Is that what you said?
All right, Fire. Come on down to the debate stage.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Fire.
Hopefully you all are well. Okay, so okay, right. So most of my points have been taken, unfortunately, but that's okay. We make shift. So basically, I was doing some digging because I did some previous research, and this is specifically targeting Chapter 1 Season 2's Battle Pass, so the one with Black Knight. Because obviously one of your points is about the morality and the lies, basically, so you're going back on a lie. Battle Passes, so from Chapter 1 Season 3 onwards, were labelled as exclusive. They say exclusive rewards, is exclusive. However, in Chapter 1 Season 2, on the blog posts, on the videos, everything, there is no mention about that Battle Pass being exclusive. It only says it can be earned in that season. Doesn't say it cannot come back. Doesn't say any of that. It just says.
What do you think that means when they say that it can only be earned in that season?
Well, it can only be gained in that season. So if they re-release that season, right, so the exact same season, they can re-release those cosmetics because it wasn't previously stated that they are exclusive.
I am so happy you brought up this argument. This is the seasonal loophole argument. Okay, and I'm so excited to break that. You said this was the Chapter 1 Season 2?
Season 2, yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking at an image right here that says, buy in-game for 900 V-Bucks, limited time only. Limited time only means exclusive. I'd be more than happy to forward this image to you.
Yeah, actually, do if you can. What is it?
Yeah,
The purchase
so
screen?
they were So my point is they were advertised as exclusive.
Okay, because like all the blog posts and that, all of it said it wasn't exclusive. There was no mention of exclusivity within it. If that makes sense.
Hold on a second. What is this that is trying? Please click and hold and drag the missing. Okay. Sorry, verify this. They were advertised as exclusives, but please click on the. What the fuck? What?
Okay, I'll go off with what you say. It's fine. Yeah, because in chapter 1, season 3 onwards, they explicitly say in the blog posts and the videos that it is exclusive. However, that was the one that wasn't. So, even though with what you said, if we take that away for just a second, if it wasn't exclusive, so they had no mention in blog posts and that, would you say it should be able to come back?
If they didn't promise it as an exclusive?
Yeah, so if they didn't promise saying it was a exclusive,
yes,
okay.
If they didn't, that's the thing. I don't have a see. May I point out something here, because this is what I've realized that a lot of the Fortnite community conflates, because they think like people from my position are just trying to keep their OG skins rare. They don't want anybody to have them, right? But here's the issue. I feel like the opposition conflates two different positions. One is the positions are people that want to gatekeep item shop cosmetics. You equate people wanting to gatekeep the battle pass exclusives to the same level of cringiness, and that's just not the case. If you want to gatekeep item shop cosmetics, that is insanely cringe. However, battle pass cosmetics are a different situation, because there's a different culture and a promise behind those things. If something was, so here's my point and how it relates to you. If something was not promised to be exclusive, then absolutely bring it back. However, even within the context of what you're saying with the seasonal loophole, it still falls short, and here's why. Even let's just say that let's just assume that you're right. Let's assume that Epic, the only phrasing that they ever used was they could only be offered in the seasons in which they're featured in, right? Let's just say that I assume that. At that time, do you think that Epic Games, it's Chapter 1, Season 2, do you think that Epic Games actually thought about bringing Chapter 1, Season 1 back? You think they actually thought about going back to old seasons? You think that was actually a part of their plan?
I reckon they could have foresighted it, of course, because they were banking on the success of it after Save the World following.
So you genuinely believe that from Chapter 1, Season 2, Epic Games had the intention to bring back old seasons?
Well, whether they had the intention or not,
it is important. I need yes or no. Do you think that they had the intention to do that?
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, I need to stop you guys there. With that person being dead brings the votes down to 5.
Okay, easy enough.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the opportunity, guys.
Good stuff, man. Who's the last one that we haven't had on yet?
That would be
Chaos
Tom.
Demon 99.
Oh yeah, Chaos Demon.
Yep. Tommy Mon.
Oh yeah, let's bring him on. Rocking the Darth Vader exclusive. Repping
he came prepared.
Let's go. Bring him up.
Chaos Demon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do the vote.
Wait, yes. Okay. You guys hear me?
Yep. You're a little. Hang on, I can turn you up on my end.
Oh, sorry. It's because it's like.
That's good. You're good.
Okay. Hope you all having a great evening. First of all, I want to continue with part of the loophole bit. So first of all, it says they can only be earned during that season. Didn't say they can't be purchased from the item shop after the season. So the first bit is that they can only be earned in that season. Nothing about them returning to the shop or being able to be purchased in the shop at a later date.
If they can only be earned in the season they're given, and no one ever expected the seasons to return, how could they ever come back?
Because there's a difference between earning it and purchasing it. You're purchasing the ability to earn it during that season for cheaper, but purchasing it directly from the item shop.
The distinction that you're making does not matter, and here's why. Even in the context of what you're referring to, it still implies exclusivity to that specific season. earning the cosmetics, right? Earning the cosmetics or purchasing the cosmetics, either way. You can make an argument that purchasing is earning the cosmetics in a different way, right? But the point is this: whether you purchase them and earn them by buying the battle pass outright, or whether you earn them by grinding out the battle pass, it's still implying that the items are only going to be available for that season. Now, if you're one of the people that believes that Epic Games actually plan, if we're being genuine here, if you're one of the people that actually thinks that Epic Games from Chapter 1, Season 2 planned on revisiting that season and other seasons, I think you're legitimately being disingenuous. But fine, let's just say that that's true. Did they advertise it that way to their player base? Do you think the average Fortnite player at that time did not think that the items were exclusive?
Do you mind if I scrap that point? I've just realised that it's a bit stupid because you can literally purchase the cosmetics directly by purchasing tiers. So a bit stupid on my end.
It's all good, bro.
But also, it's back to the point of it being immoral, because they're going back on what they say. Depends on how they have the intentions, because it could stop the market of people buying accounts with these skins on. Because if they bring them back, the rarity goes. But that means less people are getting scammed by fake account sellers and that.
In order for you to get scammed by a fake account seller, you would have to go out of your way to do something that Epic Games tells you not to. That is on you, not on Epic. They have you plenty of warnings to tell you not to do that. If you get scammed, that is not the responsibility of Epic Games. That's on you for doing something that you weren't supposed to do in the first place.
All right, gotta cut you off there. We've reached the votes.
Yeah. Well, I hope you all have a really nice evening. To be fair, you guys had much better points than me.
Interesting points, bro. I appreciate it. All right, this is what I want to do.
That was a good debate. I like that.
Let's so this is what I want to do. Let's bring Struckman back, and then we'll bring JoJo back afterwards.
Sounds
good. And then we'll call it a day.
Awesome.
All right. I need Darth Vader to step down.
Chaos?
Bro just went AFK. Kill him.
Uh-oh. All right, so the flag is brought down to 4 with that kill.
The flags don't matter at this point. This is.
Oh, you just want to keep it going?
I just want to keep now. Yeah, now I want to talk to the people that have the two most interesting arguments.
Let's hit it. Stu?
What am I supposed to?
Shoot
Kill Darth Vader?
Yeah, shoot the.
Fair enough.
Oh, the chair!
That's all right. Mine's cracked too. Now we're even.
And that's why people should play Cracked Coliseum.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back.
brother. So, before we begin, I want to understand the core of your argument. I want to understand what you're trying to say. What is the point that you're trying to get? Because I feel like I got a little confused because it sounded like we were agreeing on a lot. But tell me what the argument is that you're making.
Oh, just about the whole thing in total? Yeah,
Just
so,
in general,
right, yeah. I think my argument is that Epic Games made a mistake selling permanent exclusivity, and I believe that people that have had skins for 3+ years got their money's worth. And if the vast majority of the community wants to buy these things, I'm not going to step in their way. I got a lot of cool stuff. If your side wins, then my stuff stays exclusive, and that's cool, and I'm fine with that. It's business as usual. If people have the option to buy stuff that I bought, I'd say go right ahead. I'm all about it. I'm not too worried about Epic making money. They clearly made the game. We all like the game, and I'm okay with them making money. I don't want to. I just don't want to step in people's way. You know, if you want to buy the same thing I bought, I'm all about it. That's the core argument.
So, how do I say this? Okay. So this idea of people getting their money's worth, is that the core of the issue here? People get whether or not people got their quote unquote money's worth isn't really what what we're talking about here. I don't really see how that matters, whether or not people got their money's worth. Why is that important?
Okay, well, you do dismiss whether or not the entire community, if they thought something was good, that Epic shouldn't do it if the entire community believed it was actually a good thing to do, because you said, well, I'm going to dismiss that argument. You can't make that argument.
I didn't say you can't make an argument, but I could explain. I could go into more detail. You want me to explain why you think why I think it's a terrible idea?
Sure.
The reason why that's an issue is because it's insanely short-sighted. you're going off the opinions and the perception of people as they are right now. But there's nothing to say that in 7 years the perception won't flip back in the other direction, number one. Number two, it sets a bad precedent for gaming in general. Epic Games being an influential company that they are, having arguably the most popular video game on the planet still to this day, them going back on their word doing something like this sets a bad precedent for other companies to do this with their cosmetics later on. And if Epic Games gets away with it, other companies will also feel like they can get away with it too if Epic Games did. 3, this, regardless of how bad people want the cosmetics to come back, right, is not a good reason for re-releasing the skins. Once again, this is the equivalent, in my opinion, this is the equivalent of a toddler in the playground that sees another kid that has a really awesome toy and them crying and screaming because they don't have it. You're mad that somebody else made an agreement with a completely different group of people than you. And you want Epic to go back on their word so you can enjoy something. Now, from your standpoint, I understand you personally are different because you're an OG that has the cosmetics and thinks that they should come back. In spite of all that, I don't think that that's a good idea because in the grand scheme of things, if Epic ever wants to go back to an exclusivity model, which at some point they may have to, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to do, or at least gain the trust of the player base. And I'm arguing that the trust, the ethics, the integrity of the company is more important than them going back on the word and giving some people that want the skins right now.
Okay, so right, you just said something really important. You said Epic might turn their back on their recent change of service where they're getting over exclusivity. You're saying that there actually might be a point where they decide they want to go back to exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you make that assumption when they've completely reversed exclusives on everything? And to be fair, starter packs, I honestly thought starter packs were absolutely never coming back under any circumstance. I always thought battle passes had a potential, but the fact that a starter pack came back, to me, means it's all coming. And I don't see why they would change that model after going that direction. Why would you reverse that?
Because my point is there may be something else in the future that they want to offer exclusively. Exclusives aren't inherently a bad thing. Exclusives boost sales.
That's why I'm saying timed exclusive is perfect. I bought an Xbox, okay, that came with Huntmaster Saber during chapter 3, right? So I had to buy a physical Xbox, which came with an exclusive character. And I wanted that character, not because they were rare. I thought that dude was cool. So I bought the Xbox, gave the Xbox to my friend, and here we are, I think 3 years later, and I'm like, if you want to go buy Huntmaster Saber in the item shop, I'm not going to stop you. I got 3 years out of it. I got my money's worth. I'm happy.
Sure. I'm not arguing with that. I'm glad that you're happy, and I'm glad.
And
that
you know what we agree on? We agree on something, by the way.
I'm glad that personally you don't care about it. But what I'm saying is that if a company wants to offer exclusives in a completely different way, if they want to, because they're once again, one of the issues I have with this argument is that we act like Epic Games is the only company to do this. There are so many companies that offer exclusives that they only do one production run of, and they never come back.
Yeah, but Overwatch reversed their exclusivity recently.
It doesn't matter how many other people have
no, it does matter because when you see the waves turning a different direction, even Epic's seeing that and they're going, wait, so Halo doesn't have an exclusive battle pass? Helldivers doesn't have an exclusive battle pass?
Halo and Helldivers didn't promise that battle pass and profit off those battle passes being exclusive up front. That is
because they're proving it's a better model.
And that's fine. And I think that what Epic Games is doing right now is a good model. I think that I agree. Moving forward for the few, I'm not arguing that future battle passes shouldn't be exclusive, but for the ones that you promised, does it make some people feel uncomfortable that those items are not coming back? Absolutely. However, that's not a good reason for you to profit off of lying.
So I have a question though. So this is important. Epic brings back these passes tomorrow. What do you do? What is your reaction?
I mean, I'm not going to be happy about it, but I mean, life will go on. But that's not the point I'm making here.
No, I understand. But at the end of the day, if the vast majority of the community is going to freak out, uninstall the game, not play it anymore, not spend money, you would agree that Chapter 1 players were important to Epic Games when they were spending money 7 years ago. But the people spending money today are obviously the people that they care about. If they can get away with doing this, they're going to do it. And as I said, if you're saying if they do it, it's whatever, then I mean,
what the issue is here, Struck?
Yeah.
I think the issue is that people don't. Once again, the difference is that I value integrity. I value people staying to their word. Personally, that might not be something that you value, and that's okay. Kind of. Actually, no, it's not okay. But you may not. That might not be a virtue that you personally value, but I do. And that is the core of the issue. It's not so. See, we keep creating the straw man where it's, well, what if they do this? And what if these cosmetics come back? And how do you think it feels if this person can? None of that matters. At its core,
I'm just saying I personally don't care, and I don't see why you do.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
The reason why I care is that it's not about the battle pass items per se. Like, more people being able to enjoy the items doesn't necessarily negatively impact my life. That's not the issue. But the core of the issue is Epic Games going back on something that they promised to people, as well as, I would argue, the culture of the items being destroyed. This is what I was trying to tell you earlier. If everybody got access to Golden Peely, which, as Loot Station pointed out in a previous stream, only 0.04% of players ever had, it would completely destroy the significance of what that skin meant. These skins don't just, it's not about the monetary value per se of the skins. It's more about the cultural significance of those skins. And to act like those skins don't have cultural significance for the exclusives that they were is being completely disingenuous. On a cultural level, those skins mean something, number one, because of what they were and how they were presented to people. But number two, more importantly than that, if Epic Games releases them to any degree, regardless of the loopholes, regardless of how bad people want the items, that will be them going back on their word. Whether you believe going back on your word is a lie or not doesn't really matter with the context of this conversation. Going back on your word for this particular thing is a bad idea because you initially profited off of it. You promised something, you advertise something a specific way, and to go back on that would be a bad thing. Even if players, the vast majority of players, don't see that now, I think it will destroy the integrity of Fortnite cosmetics as a whole moving forward. Even if you might that might be where we agree to disagree. But I personally think that would be a negative thing for the game overall, even for the players that want them to come back now.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. I think we agree to disagree on that point. I do think that it doesn't matter if the vast majority of people don't see it as a big deal. You keep using it as integrity. I need them to not lie, etc. But if people don't view it that way, they go, yeah, they're just shifting their marketing. And
however,
that's how the community feels.
Hold on a second. Just because the community feels a certain way about the lie doesn't make it any less of a lie. They still marketed something a certain way. They still went back on their word, and now they're profiting off of going back on their word, which no one has to this day has been able to give me a good reason why they should do this.
Yeah, well, if they come out, just like JoJo said, and they actually give a clear statement, not something where someone's got to look up some kind of, on some EULA statement or whatever. Actually, like, Paradigm is a good example, and I apologize, but Paradigm actually said limited time in the item shop, right? And I think that's pretty clear to a lot of people that that's what they're buying. You could make the argument that there's a lot of item shop skins that are more rare than some Battle Pass skins because they haven't returned.
But I'm not advocating that those skins should never come back.
I understand. Yeah. And I agree with you that, like, when Black Widow came back, right, a lot of people considered that like an OG special skin. It came back and it lost its specialness to people. If I'm saying that if your opinion is these skins are cool because they're rare, I'm saying that's not what I value. I value what's a cool character, what's a cool design. And to lock away cool design.
Why can't somebody value both?
I think, well, maybe you should, but once it's not rare anymore, then it loses its value, I guess. But
the other issue with what you're saying is like the item shop, and it's not as cool. It objectively is not as cool when a limited number of people have something. But here's the difference: that one being not as cool is not an example of Epic going back on their word.
True, and I agree with that.
So I think we really at the core we agree with that. We're not disagreeing on that. But it is not as cool because more people have it now. Yes.
You know what we actually really agree on that I was surprised to hear? That you're okay with player-to-player trading, and I think that's actually an awesome idea. I'm all about that.
I think that solves. See, there's the thing.
There's a solution. Yeah.
There's like different middle grounds that we can reach, and I think that's not really at the core of what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying like I don't want people to necessarily be able to have a way to get the skins. As a matter of fact, if you want a really hot take, I think what they did to iTalk was shitty. I think iTalk getting his account banned was a really shitty thing to do. in spite of the account merging. I don't agree with every decision that Epic's made, and I'm not trying to sit here and act like Epic can do no wrong. But the thing is, I don't think that. Here's the issue: going back on your word sets a bad precedent, and people are very short-sighted when they understand. Like, it's not. I'll be honest with you, bro. It's not something that our culture values. Most people don't value that. I value that. And the issue is more people should value it because it's a virtue. The opposition is asking for a vice, and in asking for that vice, we're not coming up with better solutions that will not only allow people an opportunity to get what they want, and not only allow Epic Games to make more money, but will also maintain the integrity of the game.
Right. So I agree with that point, and yes, the integrity of the company is important. But I would also the only thing. So this is where we disagree. The issue is if they did sell you something that was built in with FOMO, it was not consumer friendly, like I mentioned earlier. If they sold you something they shouldn't have because it was sketchy then, and they're like, okay, we got to fix this problem. And you're saying, well, no, I don't want them to fix it because I benefited from it. And I'm saying, well, they shouldn't have sold it to you in the first place. So we can just
problem is your premise is flawed. You're saying that they did something that they shouldn't. I'm saying that I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they didn't. Offering exclusives is not a morally
That's where we disagree.
You listen. Every company offers exclusives. Every company. And what's your
when it's a digital item, but
no, it's not. Hang on a second. No, it's not different. Here's the consequences might. I'm so happy you brought this up too, because this.
You like Transformers? I got one thing for you later.
This is the digital argument. Yes, it is true that physical exclusives have different drawbacks than digital ones. But the point of an exclusive, which is what everybody ignores, the point of an exclusive is to maintain a certain level of integrity by offering a limited number of them. Intrinsically, that's what exclusives are. And to reward a certain group of people that choose to play your game at a specific time is not a bad thing. With the community, and this is where you and I fundamentally disagree. Just because somebody else has something that you don't doesn't mean that it's an attack on your personal character. Grow up.
Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say it was a personal attack on me. That someone can't buy a skin that I have. I mean, if you can't buy the skin, it's not a personal attack against you.
The issue. I'm not saying you personally, but I'm saying that the people that are advocating for this in general. When you talk about FOMO, actually, in a way, you kind of are saying that though, because you're saying that like because they use FOMO's a dirty practice to try to manipulate people. Oh,
it might be.
Wait, hold on a second. Life is intrinsically about FOMO. Hey, bro, did you know this? You're gonna die one day. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't care about these skins. Okay.
Well, wait, hold on a second. Who shouldn't care?
To be fair, right?
Wait, hold on. Hang on. I shouldn't care about these skins.
Yeah.
Everyone cares about hang on. Everybody cares about.
No one should care about the exclusivity side. If you got 2 years out of it, you got your mileage.
Stop. Everybody cares about the skins, and that's this is the issue that your position has.
I'm saying forever, dude. I don't need to have it forever to feel like I owned it, before you did. 3 years before you owned it.
Hang on a second. You're creating a straw man. That's not the problem here. The problem is not because I want it to be exclusive forever because I want to feel like I owned it. No, it's because to bring it back after you've offered an exclusive is a lie. It's wrong. You went back on your word, and regardless of how many
we're just looping again. We disagree on this. Yeah.
Once again,
I think that if they fix an issue,
hang on a second. It's fine that we disagree on it, but you're ignoring that point because it makes you uncomfortable.
No, I'm not ignoring that point because it makes me uncomfortable. I think that they're fixing an issue that they caused, and they're going to make money off it. But I don't care that they're going to make money off it.
Some people can't have something that other people have. That's the nature of exclusivity. In all regards, yes. Welcome to life.
Oh, okay. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. Like the argument on the other side is
yes. And once again, I am telling you that I have these skins. I don't care. You're the one saying, well, I don't want anyone else to have it because it's really important that I have it. And I'm saying it's really not that important.
Hold on a second. See, this is why I keep looping the argument back to you.
What did you just argue?
Because this is why I keep looping the argument back to you because you're misconstruing the point. The point is, it's wrong to go back on your word, fundamentally. And there is nothing wrong with offering exclusives to people, even if you disagree with that.
It's okay to go back in your word if it's a benefit to the vast majority of people. Yes,
But it's
I agree.
not.
I should not be held to my bad takes. No, that doesn't make sense. You'd
Hold on a
want
second.
corporations to be able to make changes that are for the positive. Yes, you would not want to lock them in forever. No.
Hang on a second. We do want corporations to make changes for the positive, but not if it requires them to. But hang on. But not if it requires them to lie, which goes back to the point that we agreed on.
Oh my god.
Once again, it's a point that makes you uncomfortable. But the point is this: instead of asking Epic to lie to their player base and go back on their word, what I'm advocating for is put in a trading system, make recreations of these exact cosmetics. Do that rather than destroy the initial integrity of it and your word and your trust that you built with the company or your player base. Excuse me.
Hey, I'll shake your hand on this point. They bring in player trading. I don't care anymore. Okay, we won't even argue this point ever again. And I think anyone that still argues Battle Pass exclusivity after they enable trading, then look, there's no point anymore. You get exactly what you want. It's perfect. I can get rid of the stuff I don't want. You get rid of the stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
But anyways, cool, man. Awesome.
Good stuff, bro.
Let's bring in JoJo. Let's do it.
Hey, Strucker, before you take off, I just want to say one thing. I don't know if it ended up coming through the mic, but I'm sorry. There was one point where you guys were talking where I laughed, and it wasn't to either anything that you guys said for anyone who watches this back.
I didn't even hear it, bro.
Okay, good. Because Cool Cat came in and just dropped a chat that said, "I swear Klarque would gatekeep." Sorry, I swear Klarque would gatekeep the cure to cancer if it was exclusive.
Oh no!
I didn't expect to read that, and I laughed out loud like while you guys were talking.
Right,
so sorry.
I'm getting
about that. Thanks for coming, Struckman.
My final challenge of the evening.
I'm ready.
Hello.
Done after this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so me first, you first. What we doing?
You go first.
Okay, so there was actually a point where I started screaming at the end of that conversation you just had. And so I would like to just initially go back to that because I think you said something, and I think it's where the entire argument, at least for my mindset, it entirely hinges on this. You were talking about how he was talking about how, if it's for the greater good, most people want something that companies should make a change or can make a change, I guess, And you were saying, you verbatim said that they should not do that because it would go against their word, right?
Yes, but let me clarify that. Okay. What I was saying was that they should not make that specific change. But there are other changes that should, and this is what I told him. There are other changes that would be better for Epic to make that would solve the problem that everybody's having currently, while also not requiring Epic to lie. That's my point.
What he was saying is as a person, should you be beholden to your word if you are wrong or in the wrong, if you are doing a wrong thing that you view as not good?
Should you be beholden to your word if you are in the wrong? So in other words, if you're doing something that's objectively wrong, should you hold your word even if you're doing something objectively wrong?
Right. I wouldn't necessarily go as far to say objectively wrong because there's I think this is kind of a subjective argument, but go ahead.
Well,
let's just say objectively wrong for the argument.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, you should change something if you are in the wrong. However, with this situation, Epic was not. I don't have once again, I don't have an issue with exclusivity. The wrongness that you're trying to claim is that exclusivity is this evil demon that ruins people's lives.
Right. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to. I think this is kind of like a splitting hairs argument. I don't think I've made it pretty clear. My argument lies on this end. I am fine with either. I think it's a greater beneficial good. I can see the drawback. But I'm not saying it's this big demon in the closet that, blah, 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 blah.
It's a greater good in the short term, but not the long term. Maybe. And even it maybe.
But my point being,
why is it a greater good? Because more people can have something?
It's a greater good because more people are able to enjoy something. I would prefer, I have these skins already. I would prefer to see more people wear them, more people enjoy them. I think it's a greater good. And I don't think a company should be beholden to something that they do not believe in anymore.
There's so many things to unpack with that. Even if that thing, so The issue is you could argue you're trading one evil for another. So we don't like this thing that we used to do. However, instead we're gonna go turn around and lie to our player base, our initial player base. And
No, they just don't believe in it anymore. I don't think you should be beholden to a thing that you don't believe in anymore. Like they've decided, going forward that they no longer want to do this thing. I think there's a large argument for FOMO being a moral questionably thing to do, and perhaps they decided on that and they no longer want to be beholden to that thing.
And I actually, you know what's crazy? We don't really disagree on this point. But here's the issue: is the solution that you're offering. The solution should not be to go back on your word. The solution would be to move forward and make sure that no battle passes moving forward are non-exclusive, and which is what they did. So they've already done what you stated. However, that is not a pass for them to go back and create a new problem and lie.
Again, I just don't think that you should have to be beholden to something that you disagree with.
Hold on a second. They're not beholden to that. And this is the issue with your argument. They are not beholden to that.
But you're saying they should be.
But hang on a second. They're not beholden to that, which is why they changed it for passes moving forward. However, for the agreement that they made, let me put it this way. The agreement that they made, they should be held to that.
But why, if it's for the greater good?
It's not for the greater good, and that's where we disagree. It's not. Giving it into people. Well, hold on a second. Let me just. You know what? Fuck it. All right. Gloves off. Tell me. Can you explain to me how people, new players not getting these cosmetics will ruin their lives?
No, it won't. I don't think it's this big demon. However, I just think it's a beneficial
thing. So hold on a second. So if you agree that by having these exclusive cosmetics, it doesn't ruin anybody's lives, why are we going back? Why would we risk going back on our word? Like that. Okay, actually, you know what? How much do you value integrity? Don't you think that would prove to be a lack of integrity if you went back on an agreement?
I think not being soul bound to perhaps what you believe is a bad take. I think that is a good thing to do morally.
And so I disagree morally, because here's the deal. The issue with that is
I think that's crazy.
Hold on. It's not crazy, because here's the problem. Anytime your feelings change, then you decide to go back on your word at any point. Oh my God.
No, it doesn't have to mean that though, because it's been like 6 years. Exactly it's been 6 years, and you can grow and change as a person and realize that you don't want to do certain things. If I was like,
wait, stop. And guess what? That's what they did. They did that by getting rid of exclusivity moving forward. But that does not give you a pass to destroy the agreement that you made with other people after profiting off of those people. You can do both. You can not be beholden to that, right? To that structure, and move forward, but also maintain the integrity of the thing that you had before.
But you do not believe that it is a good thing any longer. That previous thing. So why would you not want to change it?
Because you can't change the past.
Yeah, they literally can in this instance. They can say we're not doing that thing we said we were doing.
Once again, under this context, yes, they can go back on their word, yes, but they can't. But here's the deal: they cannot change the promise that they made to those people at that time, as well as the benefits that they received after making a certain promise.
Yeah, and I think they can do actions to try to prove that they genuinely thought that was a bad move, apologize for it, and move forward as a company while going back on that word and saying, hey, this is not what we believe in anymore. We actually think this was kind of like a unfriendly consumer practice, and we're going to change it retroactively.
Jojo, hold on a second. Jojo, here's the issue with what you're saying. They have already done that. They have already done that by getting rid of Battle Pass exclusivity moving forward. However, how do I say this?
No, I think you're misunderstanding me.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. Okay. I understand exactly what you're saying, but I want you to try to understand what I'm saying. Even though their feelings have changed about how they handled something in the past, that does not mean that they should go back on the word and their commitment that they made to somebody else, especially after profiting off of it. That is not a good justification for going back on your word, lying to your audience, and profiting off of the lie.
Right. I mean, I agree, but it's kind of like I still think if they have decided that this is their belief going forward, like, yeah, they profited off of something shitty, they shouldn't do that, but they already did it. And that's their belief that they already did it.
But hold on a second. Here's the problem. Here's the fallacy. I'm arguing from the standpoint of presuming that they did something wrong, and I'm arguing that they didn't.
Right.
So
I'm arguing that they have changed their mind and think that that was not a good consumer practice.
Even if they changed their mind and thought that it's not a good consumer practice, here's the issue. And this is where I said you can't change the past. This is where they can't change the past. You can't put the genie back in the bottle in the sense that you can't give back the money that you already earned from benefiting off the game at that time. You can't change that. So because you can't change that, you should not go back on your word.
But just because you did something and you benefited off of it doesn't mean you can't go back and be like, dang, that was a shitty thing to do. I should not do that.
Yes, then that's what they once. Oh my God, we're talking in circles here. But
I guess, but I'm just saying, like, I think they can ungate it because they can in this circumstance. Like in real life, you cannot go back and change your action. It's okay. It's not about a can. It's about a should. So should they? I think if they think it's morally wrong. Or maybe I won't even go that deep. It's a bad consumer practice. I think in this circumstance, they can, so they should. If that's what they believe as a company.
It's amazing to me how we are actively fighting. Like you really don't value people holding their word, do you? It doesn't mean much to you.
No, it really does.
It can't.
It
can't mean much to you, Jojo.
It does. I think integrity is incredibly important, and that you need to be true to yourself as a person. Because it's not, you're not beholden to the shitty things you have done. If you have grown and learned as a person, I'm saying it's a bad consumer practice. I think if you polled the community, a lot of polls that I've seen have turned out that yes, the community wants something back. So yeah,
hold on. Do we agree that fundamentally lying is a bad thing?
Yes, I think lying is a bad thing. But
we fundamentally agree that integrity is important, right?
Yes.
Do you think that profiting off of a lie is a lack of integrity? Shows a lack of integrity?
I think if the lie and the profit was negative, that going back on that is a good thing to do.
Hold on a second. This is something that people need to learn. Sometimes in life there are no good outcomes, right? Sometimes in life that like sometimes you have to stand by certain things that make you uncomfortable, right? But above all, this is not the solution. Here's the issue with what I'm saying with where you're coming from. Epic Games does not have to go back on their word to resolve this problem.
No, I agree with you on that.
If you agree with that, then why would we advocate for them going back on their word and destroying their integrity?
No, I think there are other ways. Do you not think that a trading system kind of inadvertently goes back on their word? You cannot earn these cosmetics. You are technically earning it through a different means. It technically goes back on their word. It's just a different way that we've agreed upon in the past would be okay.
Hold on a second. A trading system is not them going back on their word. Epic Games is not re-offering these items for a profit. But what they are allowing people to do is...
So if they brought them back for free, they're not either.
Wait, say it again?
If they brought them back for free, they are not profiting either. Which is what you disagreed with before, so...
Right. They're in that context, they're not profiting off of it either. However, they are re-releasing something that they... See, here's the difference. Even with that, they are still, if they give everybody the skins for free, they are re-releasing the item. With the trading system, Epic Games is not re-releasing the cosmetics. Epic Games is not offering them. Other people, giving other people the option to trade the cosmetics is not the same as them going back and offering the cosmetics.
I think a lot of people would still be upset with that, though, and saying, well, these people are still earning it. It's still a loophole similar to them bringing them back during the seasons are coming back. Like I feel like it's the same loophole through what they've actually said.
No, it's not a loophole because Epic Games and hang on a second. Giving people the ability, for example, if they said, you know what, we're gonna allow account merging again, right? That's that's not Epic Games going back on their word that causes them to directly benefit from a lie. Those things are just intrinsically different.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Epic Games, what did I say? Epic Games allowing people to have a trading system is not the same as them going back on the word and profiting off of a lie, or even allowing the cosmetics, giving away the cosmetics for free that they made people pay for. They said that these cosmetics are not they're not coming back, and it's still true. Those cosmetics didn't come back. Now you have to get them in a secondary market. They're just lifting the embargo off of a secondary market, but that's not a loophole. That's not Epic Games being able to profit necessarily off of a lie.
So when they said these skins are only earnable in the season they're in, when the season comes back, how is that also not just the same thing? Like,
because you can never, because this, now you're going to a definition of what does it mean? What does a season mean? Because even if even if they bring the OG map back, that's still not bringing back the season.
Yeah, what it seems like their plan is to go back to those original
Regardless
seasons.
of what the plan, regardless of what the plan is, you're missing the point. That's still
Okay.
not the season coming back. You'll still be in chapter 6, season 1.
I mean, I guess I just disagree on this point, but I don't know if there's anything else that we can talk about that we could agree with, but I guess my main point is just I don't think you need to be beholden to things that you no longer agree with are
But
good practices.
once again, we agree on that. But the difference is in how we believe they should execute it. I believe that should mean for new battle passes going forward, not for the ones that you
Right.
profited off of for being exclusive.
Yeah, and I think I disagree in the way that if they think that it was a bad practice, that because they can retroactively go and change that, Listen,
there might be some, once again, I'm not arguing that there might not be some loophole where they can figure out a way to do it. That's not what we're arguing here. I'm just saying that if they do that, if they make the decision to go back on their word and do that, that is a problem. And it should be a
Wait,
problem
but
for
you agreed that you shouldn't be beholden to your word. I'm trying to figure out where the disconnect there is. Like if you shouldn't be beholden to your word if you disagree with it being a good practice, then
what I'm saying is that you should.
why can you not go back on your word?
Maybe I don't believe that then. Maybe I don't believe that you shouldn't be beholden to your word. I do believe that if you set up actually I will maybe I misunderstood initially. I do believe that even if it makes you uncomfortable, okay, you know what? I'll give you a prime example. Okay? I believe that if you promise something to somebody, even if that thing makes you uncomfortable, even if you don't like the promise that you made, even if your opinions have changed, I think that moving forward, you should be able to handle transactions and situations and promises differently. But for your previous promises, no, you should hold to that in spite of your values changing. Because that may.
But you agree that you can make a bad promise.
Let me give you an example. Okay. Months ago, we had a person in my Discord that was causing a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
That was just overall just a terrible person to have around.
Yep.
My mods had promised this person something. And the reason why they promised this person something was because they wanted him to act better or do something a certain way.
Mhm.
Then when it came time to fulfill the promise, my mods were like, no, we got it. We just decided because we wanted him to do what we wanted to do. I said, did you promise that thing to him? They said, well, yeah. I said, give it to him. Even if it made me feel uncomfortable, even if I thought it wasn't a good thing for the culture of my server, we promised it. When you make a promise, you hold that. And for Epic Games, they made a promise to people. Even if it makes them uncomfortable, yes, they should hold it. Yes, you should be beholden to that, even if your values do change.
So then I'll ask you a question like, what if I make a promise to do something bad?
So what, like to kill somebody?
Sure.
No, Jojo, you should not do that.
Okay, so what I'm saying is if I make a promise to do something bad and then I go, oh, I shouldn't do that, that's bad.
But that's not what Fortnite did. What's the bad thing that Fortnite did?
Again, I think they think now that that was a bad consumer practice.
Okay. Here's my point. Even if they think that that's a bad consumer practice, that is not an excuse for them to go back on their word.
Even if it was something they consider bad. So I should be held to my word and go kill someone.
No, Jojo.
But do you see the line I'm making? Like, where's our disconnect, genuinely?
Here's the issue. I don't know why my brain's drawing a blank right now, but there's a big difference between what you...
I really want, because this is where me and you, I think, pinpointedly disagree. Like, and I can't figure out why, because I can't figure out why we disagree. Because I just think that if you make a bad promise, you should not stick to it. Like, if someone told me they promised to kill me, I hope to God that they go back on that promise. And so that's where my brain just goes to with this whole thing.
Well, one difference is that there was nothing to be gained from the initial promise. You didn't benefit. By making the promise, you didn't benefit from anything up front.
Right. If they said, I promised, like, they gave me $1,000 and they promised they would kill me or something like that.
You give them the $1,000 back and say, like, yeah. But see, Epic can't do that.
Yeah, I guess it's like the refunding argument where it's
so that's my point. It's just like I think the difference is that like they initially profited off of.
But I think in life you can
hang on, equating killing somebody.
I know it's extreme.
That's not it's.
But I think there's lesser bads that you can equate it to.
Give me an example.
Like you agree that doing something bad is wrong.
Right, but you haven't proven why what Epic Games did is bad.
Right, so I think that's probably where the disagreement lies.
Even if they think that they did something bad, doesn't mean that it's bad.
Right, but even if you think,
but also here's another issue with your analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your analogy, the resolution is to in turn do something good, right? It ends up being a positive for both of you. You don't go through the trauma of having to murder somebody, and this person gets to keep their life, right? In my analogy, you're trading, in essence, if I agree with you that they did something bad, you're trading one evil for another.
Right, but this is when you're working with one individual and another individual, and they're working with millions of people who aren't all gonna agree. So it's kind of like
I think that strengthens my argument, not yours. Because of the fact that there are so many people with so many varied opinions and viewpoints, it's best just to leave. It's easier to fulfill your word and leave everything alone.
See, but this is where I would say your integrity as a company, if you decide that is a bad consumer practice, it is integral to keep that.
You hang on a second. If you decide it's a bad consumer practice for your future endeavors, you hold to that.
Yeah, we're just gonna circle. I think
you hold to that. You let people know, hey, we and that's in essence what they did. But that doesn't give you a pass to be like, and also fuck everybody else that came before. We're just gonna go ahead.
No, they just don't think it's. They just think it was, bad.
Jojo, here's the deal. You're trying to figure out a way to circumvent the lie and the profit off of the lie, but there's no way around that. Even if they think they're doing the morally righteous thing, they still have to do something intrinsically negative in order to do it. And for Fortnite Cosmetics, it's not worth them going back on the word as a company when all they have to do what you're saying to have a different position or a different culture moving forward with the company is to change the future exclusivity, not retroactively change it after profiting off of it and not being able to put that money back in the players' pockets.
Again, I think you can profit off of something and then agree that it was a bad thing to do and then want to go back on it.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. Yes, you can do that, but listen to me. No successful business would make a habit of doing that. That would be, and I pray to God, Joseph, for your business, you don't do that. That is a terrible thing to do to your customers. Never do that, ever. You don't go back on your word, retroactively change something after you've profited from it. It's amazing.
I think you do if it was a bad thing.
Well,
I think you do.
No.
Yes, if it was a bad thing, you go back on it.
Hold on a second. This is the issue. Because here's the deal. Even if you go back on your word, it still doesn't change the fact that you did it.
Yes, it doesn't, and that's where an apology comes in, and you go, guys, I've changed. That's where you go. This was a bad consumer practice, and I am no longer going to be doing it, and I'm going back on my word.
Hey guys, listen. We made billions of dollars off of you by lying to you and turning our back on you. But listen, our bad. We're so sorry. Here's an exclusive style.
They have shown.
Hold on a second.
Consistently.
That sounds like one, bribery, and two, that is insane. That is insane that you would advocate for that. That is crazy.
I don't see how.
Okay. That is
I think apologizing is actually a redeemable quality, and I think if you're deciding where you want to go as a company and you regret what you did in the past, that you should change it.
You can't change it, is the point. You're not changing. Are you changing all the billions of dollars that you made?
Nope, they decided that was a not good consumer practice. And
that's very convenient. Listen, that's very convenient that you decided that that the consumer practices was a really bad idea after making billions of dollars off of your player base, and now stand to make billions more after going back on your word. Release
them for free.
You think releasing the cosmetics for free is the solution? So you're still going back on your word. We're just not going to profit off of it. So every battle pass from chapter 1 season 1 to chapter 5 season 3 should be. You're saying that they should give those for free?
If they think it's important and they think it was a bad consumer practice and they want to do that, I think that is
Jojo. That is you're trading a bad consumer practice for a worse one. You just don't want to admit that that's worse. You might listen. FOMO exclusivity might make people feel uncomfortable. It might not be what you like now. Epic Games might have even changed their stance on it. That is totally fine. But it does not change how the culture of Fortnite was at the time. The funny thing that I find about this entire the funny thing that I find about this entire situation is that we are fighting for people that either didn't participate in the culture at that time, or we're fighting for people that shat on the culture and said, "Fuck you, losers! Imagine paying for skins in a free video game." And then 7 years later, because either people weren't there or because people shat on the people that were supporting the game at that time.
You're leaving out an important group of people.
Hang on a second. We're saying, yeah, let those people have the cosmetics. Now, granted, I also acknowledge the fact that there are people like you that like to virtue signal and throw out these moral grandstands. You know what? I think that it's the righteous thing for the company to do. They realize their mistake, and after making billions of dollars on me and all my friends off of offering things that are exclusive, they should give them to everybody else and make billions more. That is not a good reason to go back on your word. But if you think that I can't change your mind on that, and I'm not going to try to. But if you can't see where that's a problem, how you can't put the genie back in the bottle after you profited off of it, that's where like the billions of dollars that you've made and will stand to make because of a lie, that's crazy. But hey, maybe they'll do it. And if they do it, that is, whether you realize it or not, whether the rest of the player base realize, I could be the last man standing on the planet that believes in this. Destroying the integrity of your company and your word is not worth the money that you can make or the warm, fuzzy feelings that people will feel for the 2 weeks after they've gotten the cosmetics. It won't. It's not good. It's not just. It's not moral. It's not fair. It's not good.
I think my retort to that would be it is important. Integrity as a person is extremely important. I think doing what you believe in and sticking to your morals and being able to change your mind for the betterment of one another is a good thing. And
But why does changing your mind have to mean like lie?
I think if I say I think if I say that I promise to kill someone and I change my mind, that is a good thing. And I'm sorry for lying.
I already explained to you how that analogy doesn't work for a couple of reasons.
Well, I mean, it quite literally, I know it doesn't work for this exact example, but I think lying in that circumstance is a good thing. And I think it can boil down to the exact same argument. It's just at a lower scale.
It can't, because you like, we all agree that murder is objectively a bad thing. we don't all like it's not cut and dry that exclusives are like.
Okay, but if I think they
wait, hang on, who get as you admitted earlier, nobody gets hurt because somebody has something that somebody else doesn't. You're not actually like there's no actual harm being done to even if
I think. Can I just say last point, and then we can drop this conversation forever?
Go ahead.
I think if they decided as a company that they no longer believe in FOMO, that it is upholding their integrity to get rid of it. And I think there is some value in what you're saying. However, I think integrity, you cannot agree with it. You can think it's wrong, but going back on your word, if it is no longer what you believe in, whether you think it was a right or wrong thing, people can decide. And I think that upholds your integrity. That's my last point.
No, you can't uphold your integrity by profiting off of a lie. You can't. You can't. But even if what you're saying is true, you still can't uphold your integrity after profiting off of lying to people.
I think there's just a court using the word lie here, I think is just not where I agree. And I think it's going back on your word for what you perceive as a benefit. So
hey, you know what? As long as your morality changes, if your feelings change, there should be no objective standard outside of you. As long as your personal feelings change on something and you in the moment think it's a good idea, well, no matter who it hurts, just go back on it because it doesn't matter, especially if you get to profit off of it in the end. Wink.
Yeah, that's not at all what I'm saying, but if you want to just disingenuously take my argument and skew it in every possible way, we can keep doing that forever.
That is exactly what you're arguing.
It is exactly not my argument, bro. I just feel like you're not listening, but that's fine. We can move on.
You may not like it, but you may not like
I don't think you like what I'm saying either, to you and to your face. I think going back on your word when it's a perceived negative thing and you upholding your integrity as a person's actually a good thing. And you're gonna say all these things about whatever, but like
going back on your word intrinsically means a lack of integrity.
If you're going back on your word to what you decided was a negative thing that harms someone or some people, I think that is a good thing, and you should not be beholden to bad things that you have said or have believed.
And I disagree. If that
see, like that just to me sounds like you just want people to stay beholden to a bad thing. You want things to be worse because people said, "I promise to do this thing."
But once again, and this is what you keep ignoring. The burden of proof is on you to prove that it's worse. It's not.
Why is the burden of proof on me? I could say the same thing to you. Burden of proof is on you to say that it's good or whatever.
I'm giving you the reason why it's good. I've been giving you the reason why it's good this entire time.
I've been giving you the reason why it's good too. I've seen many polls about this
because people really want the cosmetics to come back, and because if they can't, Epic Games just did terrible things to them. That's your argument.
Because I just want to keep my skin because I don't want other people to use. Like I could do the same thing, bro. I don't believe any of that. I just think that it's a good consumer practice to not fucking put your entire business on this like weird FOMO thing, and if they agree as a company that that's what they want to do going forward,
why is Epic Games offering exclusives an evil thing, but when everybody else does it, it's okay?
Again, we talked about this last time. I think there's an inherently different thing with when it's a digital conversation and it's a fabricated exclusivity. There was no limited amount, bro. It was infinite as long as people bought it.
It was limited by a time frame. But that doesn't make it, that doesn't destroy the exclusivity of that thing, right? Because it's timed.
Yeah, speaking of limited time things, a limited time thing. I mean, LTMs are limited time modes, and they come back all the time. It's something that was brought up earlier. It's like limited time things can come back and still adhere to limited time.
Not when you promise for those things not to come back and profit off.
Well, if you say they're a limited time thing, that's not a promise.
Not when you profit off of those things.
For the season 2 battle pass in the original season, saying it's limited time, something can come back and be limited time and still come back, as long as it remains limited time.
I don't even know the conversation. Let's just agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah,
it's not getting it's not getting anywhere. I appreciate you though, bro. I'm not getting it.
Yep. All right.
So what do you guys think about battle pass skins coming back?
Fuck you, Clen.
They should stay away forever.
Oh,
That was
man.
fun, man. I enjoyed that. That was a lot like more productive than I thought it would be. I expected like a lot of butt hurt.
I enjoyed the conversations.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Clark, and everybody else.
Bro,
But mostly Clark, his
goddamn,
energy.
3.5 hours.
I know. I know.
I just looked at the timer and I was like, what?
That's crazy.
That was
All right,
crazy.
Clark,
That was one hell of a
give
conversation.
a final statement.
Yeah.
Glenn directing a movie out here.
I'm doing a good job.
Sorry.
I don't, I know that I don't really have much of a final statement other than that I appreciate everybody coming through. Thank you for jumping to the live stream. I need to rest. This was a long stream, but I appreciate everybody that jumped on, that got onto debate. Even if things did get intense, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and there's no hard feelings. Chat, you ultimately decide where you stand on this based on the information I was being given. I appreciate y'all. That's it.
And I thank everybody for coming as well. Stu especially for making this amazing map.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm gonna work on improving it soon.
Dude, it's
Straighten up
already
some bugs for
fantastic.
future debates.
And thank you everybody for being patient, respectful. Clark for your energy especially. And everybody watching. I was reading chat too. Everybody in chat talking about it. I was reading what you guys had to say. You made me laugh a couple times, which I tried not to laugh at, but I really I appreciate everybody sticking around this whole time.
Jojo couldn't stop.
The stream was stopping. We had
There
really
was
good
so many
viewership.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. Can we, Jojo, can we play your map another time, or did you still want to go do it tonight?
I mean, could I just show you guys it real quick? Like,
Yeah.
literally
That's fine.
10 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, let me stop my recording.
Actually, no. I want to go back on my word and not actually. Because I'm tired now. So because it makes it, that my policy on this has actually changed. My values as a person. So I just. Don't think I should play
Hey,
that.
bro, if you had an emergency, I would be totally fine with it. And I think it's okay that you can go back on your word.
Oh, Lord. There is no emergency. I just don't feel like doing it.
I mean, see,
Clark,
that's where
I would
disagree.
feel better if you didn't do it.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Oh well, because the Clen. Hey, Dag, do you also agree?
What the heck is bad,
What?
you mean?
No, it
You also
doesn't. It
agree that I
doesn't
should
matter
go
what
back
it
on my
doesn't matter
word?
what Dag thinks. I want.
No. Well, we need the vast majority of people to agree with you. That way, if that's the case, then it makes it morally okay. So I can fit what's
Let's pull the chat.
In Glen's stream.
All right, I am going to end this recording. Thank you very much, everybody.